Crash Course DM.
Welcome back to Crash Course DM, a D&D role-playing podcast where we write short stories and we play them out. I'm Kyle Kane, and I will be your dungeon master this evening. With me today is our party of adventurers, starting with Daniel Locke.
Hi, everyone. My name is Daniel Locke, and I'll be playing Eda Maime, your beloved 15-year-old gargoyle. Eda Maime, fun fact, works as a bean counter for Malacar's LLC, I guess. I don't know. Did it have a corporate name behind it?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Clearly, Eda's not great at her job because she doesn't remember the company she works for, but she spends most of her days sorting out beans for Malacar, so they're set appropriately, so he has a nice snack during the day.
And what does Eda want for herself more than anything?
Ooh, Eda wants to be by Malacar's side. She just adores Malacar with every inch of her stony body.
Beautiful. And next up we have Chris R.
I am Chris R., and I will be playing Aredor Wheelspinner tonight. Aredor, fun fact, truly believes that the Earth did not spin until he got his hands on the wheel. And just doesn't understand that the Earth spins on its own.
And what is Aredor's greatest fear?
Greatest fear? Being cast aside by Malacar.
That makes sense. Up next, we have Shea Ingram.
Hey, this is Shea Ingram, returning to today's adventure as Salvatore Rothwell, the ex-Nepo baby at Malacar's LLC. And now he's just kind of trying to plan ahead and figure out how he's going to slack off at work now that his dad's no longer employed there.
And what is Salvatore's idea of the best vacation?
Oh, man. Something tropical, probably on a beach.
The vampire wants to go to the beach?
Yeah, no, he actually loves the sunlight. He has to wear, a few extra layers to protect himself. Yeah. But ideally just something where everyone's doing everything for him, where there's somebody waiting on him hand and foot, bringing him drinks.
He loves that all-inclusive.
Mm-hmm. And he's still getting paid during this.
Couldn't he check into like an old people's cruise or something and get the same...
Yeah, and all-you-can-eat buffets.
Yeah,
there.
exactly. It's
just blood bank on the go.
So, fun fact, Sal actually doesn't feed on the living. He only drinks like bagged blood that he gets through like a
hipster.
service. Yeah, he thinks it's like unclean to drink from people.
Oh, it has to be filtered 3 times through the Brita.
Sure. He prefers a Pilsner Paul as opposed to hazy.
And lastly, we have Josh Greenway.
Hey everybody, it's Josh, playing the character of Karnak Parcel, the gargoyle apprentice arcane sanitization specialist, underutilized and over the hill at 30 years old, hoping not to die of old age, as, of course, the only thing that 30-year-olds are good for at that point in their life. He's looking forward to raising some more mayhem on the battlefield for the Nightmare King, Malacar.
And what is Karnak afraid of?
Karnak is definitely afraid of death. So afraid, like when he thinks about the nothingness of existence and the fact that he won't be able to like say hello to his favorite coworkers in the morning or ever get any kind of approval or like positive reinforcement from anyone, and that chance just goes away, it shakes him to his core.
Thank you, Karnak. And this is the adventure party for tonight as we step into Minions of Malacar Part 2. And as we're jumping in, let's hand it to Past Josh and Past Kyle to go over their hopes and fears and talk over today's episode.
Hey, everybody. Past Josh here with Past Kyle, and we're going to get into a briefing for today's session. Kyle, this is your 3rd time in the chair.
This is the 3rd time, yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's interesting because you're doing like a follow-up to last session, which I think is a unique experience compared to your first time DMing. How are you feeling?
Feeling good. Feeling good about it. Kind of curious. I'm trying some new things again in the 2nd session. So I'm kind of wondering how that's going to go and how the player's going to feel about what happens in Part 2. But also feeling great.
Okay. Yeah.
A little nervous about time management, though, on like if I've written too much for the 2nd and final session.
Oh, okay.
A little nervous about that, but we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. I'm sure the fact that you carried a Bible-sized book in here with you is probably not a big deal at all.
It's just blank page. I just wanted to make it look better than it is.
So you made some adjustments between sessions. You shared with us ahead of the session the adjusted stat sheets for our player characters. Did you make like other changes that you're planning on the fly?
Yeah, I made some changes to like the large scale combat. So one thing I did was double the mobility of all the units because I feel like that was a problem on part 1, where it was like taking forever for the melee units to actually move up and engage, whereas you were just straight blasting everybody.
Yeah.
With the leprechaun catapults.
Yeah, classic leprechaunapult move there.
Yes. Also playing with some maybe special attacks in part 2.
Ooh, okay, interesting.
So maybe some like unit specific cool things that we can try out. So we'll see how it goes.
All right, I'm very excited about this. Okay, heck yeah. Do you have any specific hopes or fears for the session? You kind of hit some of them as we went.
My hopes for the session is that, first of all, I can keep it within time and not just stretch out too long with like unnecessary.
Do you have a contingency if it takes too long? Like, is there a nuke that goes off or?
There is. Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. Malacar has actually been mining and processing uranium to blow up the world. Not necessarily, I guess, just like there's encounters that I have that I can just scratch as we go, depending on how time's going. And then the other thing I really want to, or at least another hope, is that the combat can feel like there is stakes and that there is difficulty, but also not so much that I like kill you guys. I feel like that's a very fine line to like try to balance.
I feel that.
And with a new system and new things happening over all of this episode, it's going to be, that's my hope going into it, is that it's not just way too easy or y'all die
or way too
before you
hard.
get to the end. Yeah.
Nice. So like a level 6 in Helldiver. I'm about it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, feeling good about it. I'm excited for this session to see where things kick off. So let's hand stuff back off to everybody else and see how it goes.
And thanks, past Josh and past Kyle. Now let's go into what happened previously on Minions of Malacar. After being summoned to the throne room of Malacar, Aredor, Salvatore, Eda Maime, and Karnak entered to find what appeared to be the aftermath of a battle with 4 of Malacar's generals lying defeated. The party learned that a new holiday town, Easter Town, had been discovered, which belonged to the Bunny, a holiday hero who still lived. Malacar had ordered the party to go out and take command of his forces to destroy the final holiday hero. While initially Salvatore had been resistant to Malacar's authority, that was quickly stripped away when his father was promptly fired on the spot. The party was given an assortment of Malacar's powerful relics, which previously belonged to the defeated generals the party found in the throne.
Departing the castle, Karnak ran into several of his waste management gargoyle peers who, very sadly, crumbled into dust due to the magical bindings that sustain gargoyle life expiring at age 30. Karnak collected the dust of his friends, and the party reached the gate, Aredor's intellectual equal, who exchanged a few words before opening to let them outside. Eda Maime thanked him by tossing some beans, one of which got caught in the gate, preventing it from being able to fulfill its sole duty to Malacar, closing.
Outside of the castle walls, they met Gary the Ghoul, who would be providing transport to their forces waiting at the warfront. They soon reached a fork in the road with 3 paths, where they chose to take the road that led to the Heartbreak Hotel, where Gary had some unfinished business he needed to attend to.
Inside the Heartbreak Hotel, they met Jasper, the smooth-talking gargoyle, who revealed he had been granted eternal life thanks to the holiday magic of the bunny. Aredor stormed upstairs to idly stare at the doors before being ushered back down by an elf. After several drinks provided by Jasper, they met Toothpick Tommy, an old cherub who promised them knowledge of a secret tunnel into Eastertown. Once upstairs, he led them to a room which contained a trap, a poisonous heart full of neurotoxic gas. Aredor quickly grabbed Tommy, who was now revealed to be working for the bunny. Upon being captured, he bit down onto a cyanide capsule, taking himself out. As the room began to fill with gas, Eda Maime peeked under the door to cast command at the elf who was barring the door, and the elf opened the door and the party escaped downstairs to kill Jasper and reconvene with Gary the Ghoul. There they kept Jasper's head and lit a fire, burning down the Heartbreak Hotel.
Back on the road, they traveled to find Malacar's army just in time as the Easter forces had arrived. Karnak put on Malacar's prescription goggles. Salvatore equipped Malacar's lost letter opener / cloak, and they took command of Malacar's army to engage the enemy forces. Karnak utterly stomped the majority of the Easter forces, raining down chained leprechauns and pots of gold. Eda Maime and her shotgun-wielding turkey riders took multiple shots and caramel-loaded Easter egg barrages, filling the battlefield terrain with sticky caramel. Aredor decided to challenge the gummy bear captain, who promptly trounced him, locked him in a gelatinous cube, and sent his forces scattering. Salvatore, with deep knowledge of gummy locks, picked the padlock and freed him.
Filled with rage at his first defeat, Aredor challenged the gummy bear captain again, this time defeating him and reclaiming his dignity. After defeating the remaining Easter units, the battle was won and the party was victorious. That is, until they heard a horn ringing through the air and looked up the hill to realize that the army they had just defeated was only the scouting party, and that the main Easter force had now arrived.
My favorite part of that were all the different pronunciations of Eda Maime's name.
Yes. Eda Maime, Eda Maime, Eda Maime.
It's Eda Maime, right?
Yeah, that's what I wrote originally.
So you all look to the hillside and you hear the horn ringing through the air and you see a much larger army approaching you coming down the hill, and it looks like they're advancing to attack. Karnak, could you roll a perception check?
Sure can. All right, with my modifier, that's a 13 on the die, becomes a 13.
A 13. Okay. Okay. So yeah, you see the army approaching.
That looks kind of bad. Hey guys, let's move up forward a little bit, maybe, and get a little bit closer so we could reach, right?
What if we just gave up and left? Because that sucked, and I really don't want to do that again.
I mean, I had a good time. I thought I was. You should try this one, the leper catapult. I'm calling it. I think it's the move.
Yeah, let's switch.
No,
You just said I
like you
should
could
try
just try mine once.
Can I try to persuade Karnak to switch with me?
Sure.
No.
15.
21.
Oh.
Look, you honestly, you make an interesting offer here. No.
Fine, fuck it.
We can use this time if you guys want to regroup or move ahead of the battle, you can. Aredor, if you'd like to call your troop back, you can also do that at this time.
What would Aredor do?
Not think that long.
You're right. He would not think that long. Aredor is going to look at the oncoming troops and mostly steel himself, but he'll glance back and he'll see his scrambling swordmen over there, and he'll just walk over there and approach his swordmen and say,
Troops, join me. Once again, Aredor could do this on his own, but you will make it easier. Please, rejoin Aredor and be successful.
Well, that sounds good to me. Okay. I'd like to do that. All right.
Thank you. Let us defeat the bunnies.
And so you've got your troop back, and then is this the formations we'd like to have?
"Oh, I mean, we'll move them."
I do want to get positioned. I'm going to position myself a little bit closer with the siege weapons so that they can be off to the side, but within striking distance.
And then what kind of army do we see?
So as you look up and you see the approaching forces, it looks like you've got some more of the Gummy Bear Guardians coming. You've got the Jelly Bean Slingers. So it looks like you've got the swordsmen, you've got spearmen, one group of archers, one siege weapon, and one very elegantly armored unit.
Okay.
That's what that one is.
Okay, cool. How close am I allowed to get to them to start off with?
We'll just say it's like a free move right now.
Okay.
They're farther away than they appear. Right. This is like just a free movement turn, essentially.
Okay, because if given the option, I'm going to stand right next to the archers.
But no.
Yeah, right? That's what I figured. Okay, that's what I figured. I figured as much.
Just switching sides. And then everybody just roll initiative.
14 for Eda Maime and the Headless Turkey.
11 for Karnak.
13 for Salvatore.
9 for Aredor.
Okay, and Eda Maime will start the turn. So you hear the horn, they're marching, and now they finally starting to engage the forces. They're within a distance that you can realistically attack from, and so the battle is commencing.
Seeing the military might of their forces, what seems to be like the most dangerous squadron that they have from where I'm standing?
The most dangerous squadron is probably the ornately armored troop. It's very decorated armor, and then you see they all have very large 2 ears.
Oh, okay.
Up, with one seeming to be larger than the rest.
With the upgraded stat block that we gotten in the new patch 1.1, Turkey's now moved 12 mobility, so I'm just going to rush the ornate guards with my shotgun riders and punch them. Eda Maime just in her mind, she's just thinking about how much Malacar will praise her for the glory she will bring to his kingdom. And she empowers the headless presidents and turkey shotgun riders with a scorching ray onto their guns and just started to tell them to run at them and fire.
Amazing. Okay, so you dive headfirst into the royal unit.
I don't know what kind of unit they are, so I'm just swinging at them with 7 plus 2d6, I guess.
Okay, yeah, we'll say they are. They have shields and they have swords, so they're a swordsman unit.
I empowered them with the highest level of Scorching Ray I can at level 4. So I add 9 fire Scorching Ray to their already 7 might and just have my turkeys run over their shields, blasting like that scene from the 3rd movie of The Hobbit where the elves just run over the dwarves.
Okay.
But they can't see, so they're just blind firing.
Okay, so you just ride, and right before you crash into them, you just unleash a volley with the shotguns, ripping through several in the first line, and several of them fall down. The rest are just ran over by your headless turkey.
Okay, cool.
And so that is advantage, right?
Yes. That'd be 14 plus 9.
Okay. And then they will be dealing 7 damage to you in return.
Jeez.
Okay, so as you charge and you unleash that, it rips through several of the ranks. The rest of them are standing, and they are all bunnies, so they take a high jump. Out jump you in the air, slashing as they do a front flip overhead.
Oh my god, just ninja rabbits here. And that's my turn.
And we are going to go to Shea now.
All right, so Salvatore realizes he probably moved too far back, and he's actually he's going to move up a little bit past Josh. The mobility is just like number of squares, right?
Yes.
Okay, so he's going to move forward 6 squares, so he's like kind of in the middle of Josh and Chris. And then he's going to shout out, and he's going to go, Aredor,
Yes.
I know you're trying to pull off this whole like stoic thing right now. I think I can add to that, add some effect. Really instill you with confidence, and he's going to cast Druidcraft and just do like a gentle breeze flowing through like Aredor and his army, so it looks like there's some swaying, and that's it.
Wonderful.
He's looking good, big guy.
I feel good. Thank you. But Aredor did not need little man's help.
Dude, just learn how to like take a favor or compliment or whatever. Oh, it's got to be a thing with you.
They feel refreshed from the slight breeze. They're starting to get a little warm midday here, so they a slight smile as it ruffles through their hair. Up next, we have Josh.
Karnak is super jazzed because this is now going to be the second time in his life he was ever able to do the thing that he was originally enchanted to do, which is conquer holidays. All of these enslaved leprechauns definitely do a lot of heavy drinking as a way to deal with things. So as they gather themselves up into the leprechaun catapult, I cast a chromatic orb with fire damage on them and then send them sailing off into the sky towards the siege weapon unit, but like the sort of left flank of it.
Beautiful. How much damage do you deal here?
Okay, so that's going to be 18.
Hey, amazing.
18 damage is just a rain of like screaming, burning leprechaun comes sailing down and their bodies start smacking into the siege weapons.
And they're drinking heavily?
Oh, they had been drinking heavily, so their blood alcohol content level is pretty high, yeah.
Okay, so you launch these leprechauns that have been just engorging themselves on alcohol. They're almost more alcohol than leprechaun at this point. And you launch them over, and when they hit on fire, it just kind of becomes like a napalm effect spreading over the siege weapon.
And as we pull the catapult, Karnak's like, have some holiday cheer.
One of the leprechauns in flight says, that was a good one, and engulfs them in flame. Chief Engineer Whiskers goes up a light instantly, and they are running for their lives.
Did I route them?
Yes.
Also, did you say Chief Engineer Whiskers? So there was a bunny in charge of that unit too?
Yes.
All right, cool. Guys, I think I've got a taste for bunny blood now.
Okay, and then it is the Easter Force's turn. So both the swordsman and the spearmen are going to attack. Is that Aredor?
Yep.
Okay, so both of those are going to move forward and attack you. So 9 damage. So the chocolate bunny spearmen and the gummy bear guardians, they link arms to like just build up more of their mass together, and they just like sprint into you. It's like a reverse Red Rover.
Disgusting.
Okay, so the chocolate bunny spearmen, they instantly just run in, and some of their spears get caught. Some of them just get deflected or parried by your troops, and so they kind of miss and fall more into your blades. And then the archers are also going to fire into you as well. But you do have, you guys are swordsmen, so you have shields, right? So they're only going to do 3 damage. Jelly bean slingers, they fire the jawbreakers and everything, and they just kind of bounce and rebound off of your shields. A couple get lucky in there, but it wasn't the best volley.
Just clicks someone and then jaw just breaks the abomination's lower chin off.
Yeah, there's one with a nutcracker head, and it broke off and went flying. And then the Royal Guard is going to attack you again.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're going to do 7 damage.
Oh no, we're in mid-reload.
Unfortunate for shotguns.
Yeah.
And so the largest bunny among them says, "There he is, get him!" And so they just like regroup and run right back into you.
And then as the headless turkey and presents are going to do the only thing they can is just start swinging with their wings to try to flail away.
And they deal, what's your might?
7.
Okay. And then off in the forest on the right-hand side, you hear some shuffling and you hear some emerging, and you hear someone yell from the forest to your flank there, "Peep Riders!"
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
The marshmallow
no.
peeps are running in from the side.
And a group of peep riders, so they're riding these pastel-colored, marshmallow-filled birds, a bunch of human beings, and they're all wielding torches. And as they are targeting Karnak, right before impact, they torch their peeps.
Oh, God.
Molten, marshmallowy, gooey substance.
Oh,
and
shit.
they just kind of crash into you as this sticky marshmallow wave.
Oof.
It gums up some of your siege weapons, but their mounts are destroyed, so they are now just swordsmen. So that damage is going to be 12 to you.
12
Holy
sticky damage.
shit.
And the marshmallow has gotten in your siege weapons, so it will take some time to clear those.
He nerfed me, guys. He did it.
In the meantime. And then that is the Easter Force's turn. So now we are moving to Aredor.
Swordsmen, we're going to make these bunnies run away with their tail between their legs. Except we're going to rip their tails off first, so they won't have a tail to run away with.
And they're going to attack the spearmen.
That makes sense to me.
My might is 6.
6, okay, against the spearmen, so it's doubled, yeah. Okay, so you deal 12 damage to the spearmen. And your patchwork forces are just kind of smashing them aside. Some of them are like ripping off parts and attaching them as new parts. It's a horrific
Oh.
image of just tearing into these poor gummy bears. They're building new limbs, and they're just kind of doing things as they go.
I love it.
You know what? Heal your army for 2 hit points.
Wow.
Reassembling
Nice.
yourself
I love that.
That's
the attack.
such a devastating army. You just literally cannibalize the enemy army.
It's truly horrifying. These are all very happy characters. They have smiley faces on their little gummy bodies, and yeah, they're just being ripped apart.
And now these abominations have gummy bodies on them.
Yes, chew the gummies. Make them your own.
Beautiful. Okay. And then going all the way back to initiative order, it is Daniel's turn.
Okay.
Eda Maime's turn again.
Yeah. Eda Maime, seeing his forces getting pretty shredded up, is going to look at the ornate bunny squadron. How do they look so far?
They look, I mean, some of them are dead, some of them are down. The most of them, they don't look phased at all. They don't look worried
Okay.
at all.
All right. Seeing that they don't look worried at all, I'm going to go ahead and use my last 2nd level spell of Eda's to empower these headless turkeys and emblazon them with burning hands and turn them into little kamikaze like turducken balls and just send them running in. And I'm just going to end the lives of my riders and just try to take as many of them with me as I can because I'm at like 7 hit points anyways.
Okay, so your riders dismount and the turkeys go kamikaze? Or what are you talking?
No, I'm gonna light up my riders too. Like so, everyone's gonna kamikaze in.
Oh, everybody.
Yeah, everybody's just running in. All the gunpowder is just like spilling everywhere.
Amazing. And what does Blazing Hands do for damage?
Burning Hands is an AoE spell and does 4d6 fire damage. Mine might naturally is 7. I have advantage against swordsmen. That's 1. That's 1. That's 1. That's 4. So I do 7 extra damage in Burning Hands. So I do, I guess, 14 technically.
14 total damage.
Yes.
Okay, well, for the first time, they are worried now. Any force that's willing to do this is an insane force. So it crashed into them. They tried to block with their shields. It just blew up the first line, blew up the shield, sending like a shrapnel wave at the ranks behind them. Just rippled through the forces. They're not looking great. We've still got the largest bunny of all. He kind of shielded behind one of his royal guard there, so he is still in the fight, but they are looking not the best. Okay, and now to Shea.
So Sal was pretty determined to stay out of this fight and just kind of shout words of encouragement. But now that he is right next to some peep riders, he realizes he's going to have to switch up that strategy. So he's going to attack them. And because they're, I'm assuming, within 5 feet of Karnak, he's going to use sneak attack.
Ah.
Ooh.
Because they're all focused on Karnak.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good to me.
All right,
I don't know how
perfect.
that works.
So extra 2d6 and then the -5. So 12 total.
12 damage, okay.
12 damage. And then because of my letter opener / cloak, half damage dealt is regained as HP. So I get 6 back.
Wow.
Very nice.
Hell yeah.
So you crouched and just kind of disappeared into the shadows. Your troops even lost you for half a second, but then they started following along. They smeared some garlic powder from the garlic sticks onto their faces and armor to help conceal them. And then they sprang on this force running through the peep riders, minus the peeps.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Oh, no, go ahead.
No, that's perfect. I love it.
Oh, damn. No, did I take the flavor?
No, you're good.
Okay. Have I been taking the flavor the whole time?
I didn't have a flavor, so I'm glad you did.
Okay, got it.
I've been throwing my flavor in there.
We appreciate the flavor.
Thank you.
And now we are to Karnak.
Karnak is going to look to the leprechauns and say, all right, everybody, well, let me know if you need any help. And he's just been trying to have them clean up the mess and pull everything out of the catapults and then say, but if nobody needs anything, I'm just going to go over here. And he's going to just super casually like point a finger at what I'm assuming is a rabbit leading the peep infantrymen or whoever is in charge. And like, hey, nerd. We're going to, as the kids say, throw down.
And Colonel Crispy removes his helmet, drops it into the ground, looks at you and says, I accept.
I wasn't really asking, but okay, cool. And I'm going to cast Chromatic Orb on him on a second level.
What does Colonel Crispy look like?
So this is a peep that's been kind of trimmed and shaped like a humanoid.
Oh, God.
That's terrifying.
Oh, God.
Singed around the edges, hence the name Crispy. He's been through a lot of battles.
You know how sometimes peeps, the little like black eyes and mouths are placed in weird spots and it just looks unnatural? Does Colonel Crispy look like that?
Yeah, the eyes are, one's where his forehead really should be, and one's like down by his neck.
Hey, I actually work for the King of Nightmares. Do you want a job before I... I feel like you could really be going places. I don't want to waste good talent, you know, and let me tell you what. And he like tries to adjust his goggles and forgets they won't come off of his head. Oh, sorry. I can tell. You've got a bright future ahead of you one way or the other. And he starts charging up his like chromatic orb.
Perfect. Okay. So roll for, is that intelligence or wisdom?
I guess intimidation.
Intimidation.
I want to try to intimidate him into being like, hey, come work for the Nightmare King or I'm going to burn you and everything you love.
Okay, amazing. And then he's going to roll insight to combat that.
All right.
What you don't already know is he's already lost everything he loved to the fire.
That's a natural 1.
Oh, shit.
So this man has been through some things. So he hears your threats and he just kind of like picks off a little crispy bit of them and says, I don't buy it for a second. And then he chucks his dagger at you instead, catching you in the shoulder. And we enter the second round of the duel.
All right, cool. I want to use, I guess, a deception check to be like, oh, that's so crazy. My boss is actually right over there. And I'm going to point at Salvatore. Like, he's really in charge, so you should try to impress him to distract him so that I can try to throw the chromatic orb at him that way instead.
Okay, amazing.
Can I ham up the performance to try to help?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm in charge, obviously. Look at the suit.
Can I have advantage, or what is that? What do we get with that?
Sure, do advantage.
Okay.
Yeah,
This is-
because you're assisting.
I'm going to need it.
Oh.
8
Oof. Okay.
Oh my god. The oof.
Okay, so Colonel Crispy rolled perception to try and look at the guy, and his eyes are all over his body, so his perception is terrible. It is so bad. He sees like 4 of who you're pointing to, but then he just, no, that's not right. He's not a judge. And then he just walks up and he just throws a right cross.
Careful, that's cracking. I'm very old.
And then it is the 3rd stage of the duel.
All right.
Don't pull an Aredor.
I think I'm about to, based on the way these rolls are going. As he cracks Karnak in the jaw, Karnak wants to catch his arm as he's following through on the swing and try to flip him over onto his back and use his weight against him with like a sleight of hand.
Perfect. Let's do it. Okay.
Or acrobatics, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, okay. It's an 18.
Amazing. Okay, yeah. So you catch his right cross and you just flip him over and he lands square on his back. The air is knocked out of him. And
Because he's a marshmallow.
One of his eyes flops out.
Wow, you don't weigh anything.
his neck eye. Yeah. And then he scrambles up and we'll do the how many phases of, okay, we'll just do a tiebreaker. Okay.
Well, this is not a tiebreaker because I've only won one.
So it's 2 and 1. Okay, we'll do another. Okay, we'll do another.
Okay.
One. Okay, so he's grabbing dirt and then he's gonna try and throw it in your eyeballs.
Shit. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna try to do another or acrobatics to get out of the way of that. That's a 21.
Okay, that wins too. So he's not the brightest. His vision isn't the best. He throws the dirt at you, but you're wearing goggles.
What was his name again?
This is Colonel Crispy.
Okay, as Colonel Crispy like throws the dirt into his face, Karnak's just like, "Stop it! You could have been the chosen one. You could have restored balance to the nightmares."
Okay, so you went, and what were you doing with that move?
Oh yeah, I guess what was my intention was to just sort of set myself up to try to hit him with the flaming chromatic orb. I guess he throws the sand at me, and I'm like, okay.
Just crisp him up more.
Okay, so now he's extra crispy. I mean, this guy is blackened. He is just pieces are kind of blown off with the wind, and he prepares one final desperate strike as we enter the final round of the duel.
Good God. Okay, now it's a real tiebreaker.
Yeah.
I want to intimidate him with my calls for like, stop it. You could have been the chosen one. I really want him to be afraid of me, like Sith style. 15.
And that wins. Okay, so how do you defeat Colonel Crispy?
I think he definitely goes in like an Obi-Wan-esque tirade in his very high-pitched voice. Like, you could have been the chosen one. You were going to restore balance to the nightmares. I know somebody in HR. I could get you in on the ground floor of this thing. It's a really good, like, the hell plan's not great, but it's better than burning to death.
You're right. I always hated fire. And he just drops his sword and he just starts walking away from the battlefield. His whole unit routes. They all run away. Colonel Crispy has been defeated. Now back at it. We're going to say the spearmen and the swordsmen attack Aredor again.
Bring it on.
10 damage. No, 9 damage. 9 damage. Okay, so yeah, the swords and the spearmen, they just kind of glom together. It's becoming one big mass of chocolate and gummy bearness and just looking, it's getting melted from the heat of the battle as well. They're kind of falling onto your patchwork soldiers. Your patchwork are just trying to like chop through as much as they can.
Does that mean that they've basically become one force and I can attack both of them on the next turn?
That's correct.
All right.
That's correct. Look at that on the fly edits here. Let's go. Yes, and so you will deal 6. Okay, so as Sir Wobbleton III and Captain Hollowbeard, they kind of morph and come together. You just cut straight through them, and their force and the giant mass that they've created is like kind of falling apart, gets smaller as the battle goes. The siege or the archers are going to fire at you as well, so they're going to deal 4 damage, and then the royal soldier. So it's just you by yourself now.
Yeah, I assume all my turkeys have exploded, and I'm just in the wreckage of it all.
Okay, so the royal soldiers are going to attack you as well, and they're going to do 13 damage to you yourself.
Ow. Jeez.
Shit.
So they surround you, and they're just, they're throwing bunny kicks in there. They're throwing dirt in your eyes. They're just kind of cutting. And
why do you throw dirt?
One's jumping on you. It's a whole thing. You're batting them off, and you manage to create some space for yourself.
Okay.
Though, so you're still holding your own.
All right, I'm at, that's a lot of damage. I'm at 14 health.
Okay, and now we move on to Aredor.
So last turn, I forgot to rage. I was going to rage, and I totally forgot to do it. But I have this other thing that I got at the very beginning. I have a tattoo. And Aredor is going to hold his hands out, and his tattoo is going to begin writhing and moving and glowing. And out of his hands, tendrils are going to appear and fire down into the ground and like dig through the ground like Tremors style and come up to the sword and spearmen, and is going to use his coiling grasp tattoo to try and grasp them while we all attack.
Amazing. Okay, does that do damage or just like grapple them?
It does both. You need to make a strength saving throw. The DC is 14.
Oof. They got 11.
So they are going to take 3d6 force damage as they are grabbed. 8 force damage. They are also grappled, so they cannot move.
I'll hold them in place. Slash their heads off.
And my swordsmen, connected with all of these gummy bear parts, are just going to start slashing at these guys with my 6 might times 2 for advantage.
All right. Well, so your tendrils come out and they just kind of like envelop and grab this big mass of chocolate and gummy bear, and they just start slowly pulling it into the earth and the ground. Your troops are just kind of batting them. It's like a whack-a-mole kind of, and just everyone's kind of hitting it until it's like you just pull it into the earth. The unit is no more. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You've defeated the Sir Wobbleton and Captain Hollowbeard mashup.
Can I use 2 of my last tendrils, and I'm going to pick both of the captains up and just smash them into each other so they become one?
Okay, so now we have
Hollow Wobbleton.
Hollow Wobbleton. Yeah.
Aredor is going to say, "No, kiss."
They don't say anything in reply because they're dead.
Okay, that's real.
Okay, and then we are to Eda Maime.
Yeah, so Eda's going to go ahead and raise Malacar's crown of command and then like point it at the bunny commander and challenge them to a one-on-one duel.
Are you putting on the crown?
No, I'm just going to point it at him and I drop it on the ground.
Okay.
Like, join the group.
Yeah, as an issue of challenge.
So the largest bunny approaches, and he takes off his helmet, and this is the mystical Easter bunny. And so he says, "I accept.
Wait, this is the Easter Bunny?
This is the Easter bunny."
For a second there, Eda's like, "That's what you sound like?
Yep, I know.
You're so imposing. You sound like a nerd."
Now he's enraged.
Oh, God. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to piss him off and then try to duel him in magic and use Arcana. I'm going to go ahead and gather all of my Eldritch Fire and try to burn him alive using Scorching Rays and Burning Hands. Oh, that's an 8.
Oof, bunny got a -1. Natural 1.
Natural. Oh, okay. So I just start blasting him with fire as he's jumping around, I assume. Nips his tail a little bit.
Okay, yeah. So now he's very singed as well. The bunny he's got some hair missing. He's not looking so friendly anymore. He's definitely enraged and coming after you.
All right. So as he backs away, I'm trying to remember his movement patterns and how he dodges to predict where he's going to go next and torch that next location. And I'm going to use history. 16.
He got 4.
Watching him hop around, I memorize his like patterns, like 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, and then I catch where he lands and just light the ground on fire.
So now his face and his body was singed, and now you catch him as he lands, and his feet and legs are also slightly torched, slightly flaming. He's not looking great.
Is the Royal Easter Bunny about to be taken out by a gargoyle?
A teenage gargoyle.
I'm just a teenage gargoyle, baby. All right, so seeing him in the dire state and his army distraught, I look to his army and then I look to him and go, "Is this your hero? Is this the man you back? Easter, you've fallen. Join Malacar and his army. Put on the crown." And I throw the crown at him, and I'm going to try to persuade him to join Malacar's army.
Hell yeah.
All right, persuasion. That is a 21.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So he catches the crown and he looks at it. He just breaks it in half, releasing the violet energy and the violet light out of the crown. And then he throws the pieces back at you. Never.
And I look to his army and see what they're doing. Are they still following him, or have I possibly routed them in any way.
Yeah, no, his army sees that he's defeated and his army also takes off. So now you've got the Easter Bunny. He's been weakened and he is surrendering. You have persuaded him to surrender. And the rest of the forces, seeing this, also surrender. And so the battle appears won, and now the party will have to decide, what do you do with the Easter Bunny that you have captured?
Well, I pick up all the broken pieces of Malacar's crown and put it back in my bag real quick. It's like, ugh, hopefully he doesn't get mad at this.
Don't let Malacar see that. That's probably bad.
We can say the Easter Bunny did it on his own, right? Like,
You're right. We could definitely blame this guy. I mean, he's got to be dead anyways.
yeah, it's not my fault that it broke.
Karnak, like, jovially punches the Easter Bunny in the shoulder. Like it's a joke.
Anyways, seems we did our job here. Time for big promotions when we go back.
All right, yep, just one order of business left, and Karnak is constructing what looks suspiciously like a funeral pyre made out of leprechauns on the catapult, and has a name tag for the Easter Bunny, like a little reserved seat sign. All right, chap, it's up to you. Do you want to go in the chair or the hard way?
You want to ask him some questions first, see if he can give us anything? Didn't those other gargoyles say he can
I'm sorry,
make you...
you're in charge. You're right. That's my bad. You should drive the situation. What do we do with this Salvatore? I'm ready to launch him.
I mean, do whatever you want. Those other gargoyles said he, like, let him live longer or whatever. I just thought you might be interested in that, but no, go ahead, kill him.
Wait. The bunny lives.
Yeah, no, we see he's alive
Wait,
right
yeah.
now.
Aredor is telling you you're not going to launch the bunny.
Okay, Bunny, can you help me live longer than 30 years?
Never.
I feel like I'm going to launch the bunny.
The bunny is going back to Malacar.
But Malacar said to kill the bunny.
What did Malacar tell us to do? I
He
honestly...
said to take over the Easter Kingdom, and this is my first holiday raid, but I don't think I would get the details wrong. I'm pretty sure we got to kill the bunny.
Wait, can you help him live longer? You said never. You didn't say I can't. You said never, which implies, like, you won't do it. But can you do it?
No.
This guy's fucking in charge?
No wonder this rebellion failed.
Did
You're
the
right.
bunny forget how to talk?
I mean, maybe I can, but maybe not.
See, it doesn't even seem like he even wants to live. Like, I feel like we're doing us all a favor. Are you a sad bunny? Are you a sad bunny? Karnak's nodding.
Why would I use my magic to help you guys?
We didn't ask if you would, but can you?
Sure, I can.
Bunny, this feels way too easy. Where is your kingdom? And who's really in charge?
I'm in charge. We're a peaceful pastel egg painting bunch.
Can I make an insight check?
Sure.
Karnak wants to give him the help action by getting a monocle out and holding it in front of Aredor's eye.
Well, the first one was a 3 minus 1. This is
no.
a 16 minus 1, so a 15.
He's being honest.
You got a lot of forces ready to fight for a peaceful nation.
I mean, not really if we could be defeated pretty easily.
I mean, we're more than capable. I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, I feel like this was minimal effort on our part.
Chocolate soldiers and gummy bears, we just usually make food and eat.
that was the most I've worked all year. I didn't realize that was so easy for you guys. That's what working is? It sucks.
Really? I thought it was so easy. I mean, you just stand back, let the leprechauns do all of the work, right? Am I wrong, guys?
Even that was a lot, though. Like, I had to tell those guys to stab the peeps, and like...
The camera just pans over to Eda, just like bloodied, kicked, and covered in sand.
We did you pretty good, though, didn't we?
Anywho, so yeah, you'd rather just get dismembered and stuck into the catapult?
Well, that sounds pretty dark.
Well, they're nightmares, bud.
Well, I guess
It's what
that's
we
true.
do.
You got me there.
Well, Bunny, Malacar wants the Easter Kingdom. You must die, but you could join.
I already tried that, Aredor. It didn't work.
You want me to join Malacar?
Well, I don't really care unless you're going to save my life. So,
I mean, I could save your life. I'm just saying I could save all your lives. You're not the first generals to try to attack.
What happened to the previous generals?
yeah, what do you mean?
Well, besides the ones earlier, because we saw them get their asses handed by Malacar.
Malacar killed them, yes.
Do you know why?
Because that's how Malacar is. He's the Nightmare King. He literally kills people and is trying to destroy holiday magic.
And that's why he is so great.
It sounds like you get it, but it seems like you also don't get it. Because you're saying all the right things, but you look sad while you're saying it.
Sure, because it means the end for my people.
He'll keep them around. He'll just
Yeah,
put
they'll
him to
be-
work.
It's a new beginning.
Yeah, haven't you seen Cupid Town?
Rabbits would make good catapult fodder, too.
I mean, look, you guys are chasing down the rest of my forces and you're killing them right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we've tortured Mr. Bunny enough. Let's take him back to Malacar. We'll let him deal with it.
What? No, I thought.
Do you really want... Okay. Do you want to be the one to kill him? Then be my guest.
Well, it's just I feel like if I'm going to earn some way of like not dying at 30, which is rapidly approaching, he checks his wrist like a watch and you can see bits of him flaking away. Just seems like I should get it over with sooner rather than later because again, clock's ticking.
Malacar appreciates hard work. Maybe you will be rewarded.
It's just because I've like literally never seen him do that for anybody before. So,
But Malacar is great.
okay, so we're back on the train of me launching him.
I was suggesting that you bring the bunny back. And I bring the bunny back, and we get Malacar's praise.
Yeah, I honestly don't remember what Malacar said, but it
Yeah,
seems
me
like
either.
he'd want to kill him himself. He's just that kind of guy.
All right, well, even if it costs me my life, as long as most of the group wants to do the same thing and we agree, I'm in. And
Well, you're going to die anyway.
exactly, don't we all? Karnak starts to take down the funeral pyre of a very relieved-looking leprechaun.
Not much time left for you.
Yeah, I know. Thanks. You're not being any help in this situation. Are you trying to get launched?
A couple days.
Yeah, probably.
Hmm.
Karnak looks down with the sad knowledge that he's not 100% sure what day he was born, so he doesn't actually know when he's going to die exactly.
So now you're hinting again that you could do something for him.
I could. Yeah,
Do we have to play this game? Like,
Just you can
it's
let me
literally the only leverage you have, man.
it is. You're right. My magic is tied to me, though, so if I die, the spell breaks.
Oh, so it's be bound to you or be bound to Malacar.
Right. But if you're bound to me, then you get to live forever.
But do you see how you just painted yourself as the easily losing side of this entire war? And you basically don't stand a chance either way?
Wait, what do you mean?
Your own words. Do you want me to? Can we play the speaking stone back to him, guys? Can someone read him his own words again? You said that we routed you very easily and there was no sort of backup plan, but now you're implying that I should abandon the dread lord who sent us to conquer you. Again, so easily. I didn't even break a sweat, and I break a sweat cleaning up arcane shits in the morning. So I feel like... yeah, we've got to either take you back or kill you, bud. I don't think keeping you alive is going to keep me alive that much longer. It might get me killed a couple of hours ahead of schedule.
Right. I'll give you the, he just pops out a golden egg, and it's like shining. Yeah, put your hand on this.
Okay, and Malachi or Karnak goes to like take it, like he thinks it's being given to him.
Do you truly want to betray Malacar?
I never said anything about betraying Malacar. I'm just taking this egg, and he grabs the egg.
And the egg glows, and you feel a warmth through your body, and the flaking bits, they heal themselves, and your skin is smooth again. You feel like a freshly carved gargoyle.
Oh, this is nice. Then he sets the egg on the ground. Anything change?
You keep the same feelings.
Huh. Interesting.
Is that like apparent to us? Did we see that?
He looks noticeably better. Yeah.
Did you just do the thing?
Yep, that's it.
Wait, so you're bound to him now?
I don't know. I didn't like. Am I bound to you now? Like,
Well, I'm just saying it makes it difficult because now if I die, my magic dies, and you're part of my magic now. So
Okay.
after your 30th birthday, you're also going to die.
Holy shit, that was slick. I did not see that coming.
wow.
You accepted magic from the bunny.
Yeah, I guess all right. Well, I guess we are taking him to Malacar to try to undo this so I can live longer. This seems like an unnecessarily sticky wicket I put myself in, but thanks, bud.
Malacar's not going to give a shit. He'll kill that bunny right away and you'll go with him.
Oh.
Or Malacar might give you an extension on your life after killing the bunny using his power.
Wait. So if you die before I turn 30, then it's just the normal deadline.
Yep, the normal deadline of 30.
Karnak is going to try to beat this rabbit's head in with the golden egg.
Wait, what? So you want to die at 30?
No, but he wants to like kill the rabbit so Malacar doesn't find out he became bound to the rabbit.
Okay, so you're smashing the bunny.
Yeah. Team, I hope you understand where I'm going with this.
Now do what you got to do, man.
Yeah.
This is great.
Yeah, this is interesting. Gary's still backing up the card anyway, so it's going to be a minute.
Aredor is just staring down Karnak for siding with the bunny.
And I think most of this is Karnak trying to not get destroyed by Aredor on the way back.
Okay, so you just smash the bunny with his golden egg. As you make contact with the hit, there's a single crack of lightning and thunder overhead. The once sunny scene is now clouds drawn from the distance. It is cloudy, dark, and a slow rain starts. From off in the distance, you see a bright flash of violet light release from the direction of Malacar's castle, and there is a sense of gloom and dread that now hit you.
Oh, the weather's nice now.
Is the bunny dead?
The bunny is dead.
Yeah, sorry, it took like 15
like
minutes, but I've never bludgeoned anybody with an egg before.
And your marble body now goes back to flaky, and dust is falling from cracks.
Hey, Karnak, we better hurry back just to see if Malacar can patch you up. We did finish the quest.
I guess so. And he drags the rabbit's bludgeoned body over to Aredor. Do you want to carry this?
Do I want to carry this?
Or I'll take the trophy back to the
No.
castle and show it off to Malacar first. That's cool.
Give me the bunny, traitor.
All right, but now I don't want to give you this.
He's just going to yank it out of your hands.
And then Gary the Ghoul rides up in his trusty stagecoach. So, you guys killed him, huh?
Yeah?
Yeah, it was like really easy, actually.
That was the job, right?
Yeah. Turns out these peaceful kingdoms are very easy to kill. This one was, I don't know why Malacar didn't do it earlier, but that's life. Anyways, hop in. I'll take you back.
Eda hops in and starts counting her beans.
Sal gets in and goes to the back of the carriage to take a nap.
Aredor is going to throw the bunny in, and I guess he's just going to slowly get in. He's not going to take his eyes off Karnak.
Karnak is going to sit up front, very clear that he's being watched by Aredor. And he just like picks casually at the little egg as they're like trundling down the road. Does anyone else think that's weird that Gary also thought it was, this feels easy. This feels too easy, right?
And Sal hasn't fallen asleep yet. He's going to be like, yeah, I don't really know why his last champions didn't take care of this.
I'm a little worried now because we also know they had the unpleasantness before we walked in. Can I make any kind of like an insight check? I'm trying to like connect some dots about the sort of larger situation we may be embroiled in.
What are you inciting? Just
Like
life?
I'm trying to figure, just life things. No, I'm trying to figure out if there is like some connection between the fact that I feel like it was pretty clear we heard Malacar killing his people at the beginning, and there's been all this other sort of like references to. I'm trying to figure out if I think we're walking back into our own graves or something like that.
Yeah, roll insight.
13.
And we're just piecing together information.
Just loosely trying to piece shit
Okay.
together.
Let's look at this through Gary. What's on your mind?
I don't know. It's just and you might not even be the guy to talk to about this, but
I may.
we've just been sharing some notes, and we've been kind of concerned about like maybe the longevity of the team. You know, like is there going to be a season 2?
Well, I mean, anything's possible.
Is it though? You see a lot of second chances in Malacar's army.
You know, to tell you the truth, I take a lot of the new generals out and let them do their work and bring them back. And then next thing you know, there's just more generals. It's like, where do they go? After conquering Christmas Kingdom, never seen him again. I mean, a guy's got to wonder where. You think he retires him? You think he's going to send you off?
Karnak paws at his like reindeer nose brooch on his vest and like, I did find this in the trash near the mausoleum.
Maybe he sends you off to a nice tropical paradise, a nice tropical vacation. That would be nice for some, right?
Karnak relays this to the team. Like, how are we feeling about tropical vacations, team? Do we think that's in the card for us?
Sal just lifts up, thumbs up from the back.
I'm not too big a fan about tropical vacation. I just want to stay next to Malacar, you know?
Right. Sorry. The tropical vacation is a hugely sarcastic metaphor. They're going to send us to a farm upstate, to use another hugely sarcastic metaphor.
Why would they send us to a farm?
Probably so that he doesn't have to give us the accolades that he keeps promising to other people to take over nightmares, if I had to guess.
Well, if he wants the world to continue spinning, he's going to need Aredor.
Well, you would think that, but we thought that about him needing his other generals, and that didn't happen.
Well, they were weak.
I mean, I think that's categorically untrue. The guy who had these goggles on before me couldn't miss with spells. That's busted as fuck, yo.
Well, that's because you're wearing Malacar's goggles.
Right. And so the other guy wearing Malacar's goggles got down by Malacar.
But remember, he said if we didn't use Malacar's blessing, we had to show that we didn't need his help to conquer the holidays.
Man, I'm feeling like I made the wrong choice beating this rabbit to death.
It's only the end of holiday magic, right? I mean, what could go wrong?
Hey, Karnak, I think you're questioning a lot of things, and the best way to find out answers is to ask the big guy himself.
Famously, I don't feel like that's the case.
He's a reasonable guy, right?
Yeah,
It's Malacar. Come on.
he owns the whole realm.
All right, yeah, I'm game. Let's do it. Let's go check with the big guy, the big M, the big upside down W.
That's what they call him.
So we go check with the big upside down W.
Do we get a long rest on the ride back?
Yes. So they take a long, windy path back, and then you head towards Malacar's castle. And so the road back to Malacar's castle winds through a land still scarred by conquest. The remains of holiday realms blur together. Frozen rivers that once flowed with hot cocoa, flower fields trampled under the weight of war, and tinsel-strewn ruins long abandoned. The party arrives at what was once a holiday town, its name lost to time, its purpose now forgotten, the streets empty. Only one soul remains. You approach the hollowed-out remains of a gingerbread bakery, and above the door, a licorice sign hangs. The House of Bittersweets. Eat, drink, and be forgotten. And you see a gingerbread knight packing up his belongings and loading a wagon. His armor is polished, but his frosting-trimmed sword hangs loosely at his side. So he's packing up his shop and loading it into his wagon.
Aredor gets out of the wagon. He saunter up to the gingerbread guy.
Do you live here?
I did.
What happened?
Haven't you seen? Malacar's won.
Well, of course. He's stronger than you.
I mean, that's definitely true. I'm struggling with these boxes. You look pretty strong. Do you want to help me with these boxes?
I will help.
Thanks.
Internally, I think the whole bunny situation is hitting Aredor, and he's questioning whether this is actually the right choice, but he's trying not to show it.
Tell me, what did Malacar do to your town?
Now that Malacar rules the realm, what's the point of staying?
But where did all your people go?
Everybody packed up and moved out.
Where did they go?
As far away from Malacar's castle as
You're not answering my question!
He's going to throw a box down.
you break some of his antiques that were passed from his ancestors. Oh, that's exactly why we left. Because of people like you. Malacar's people.
In the background, Karnak has turned the Easter Bunny's body into a puppet and is like trying to put on a show.
Oh, God, no.
Oh, that's just awful. There's nothing left for me here. And then he just hops up in his little wagon and he begins riding off.
If your people did not die, where are they?
He does a little brake check of his little wagon.
Brake candles light up on the back of it.
We're just heading out west.
To Easter Town?
No, Easter Town's gone. He's marionetting the Easter Bunny.
Doing a really disrespectful jazz hands with the corpse in the background.
Big guy. They lost everything, man. Malacar, we did this, but like Malacar did this.
Listen, I don't have much left, but I don't want it to go to waste. So just take these. And he hands you a package of 4 baked little gingerbread men pastries. They act as health potions. Maybe there's a place for a baker out there. And then he starts riding off again.
At least we got something out of this interaction. I was wondering why we stopped in the first place.
Did he just hand us like his children or something?
Yeah, it's
Like,
sort of weird. I don't give people small gargoyle. Oh, he's gone. Okay.
It's made of gingerbread, but like,
what the heck?
sure, they talk. They have
Do you
little
miss your
voices.
papa?
I do.
Well, he gave you up. I guess you're coming with us to Malacar's castle.
Suffering is temporary.
Well, I guess that's all there is here, huh? Let's get going. And then as the stagecoach moves forward, you travel the rest of the way to Malacar's castle.
In the stagecoach, Aredor would like to ask the other 3.
Did the bunny deserve to die?
You have to talk about him like he's not here.
God damn it.
You know, when we started this whole thing, I thought you were like the reserved one of the group. You're kind of a psycho, man.
I know. I just have never been allowed to go out and do a nightmare before, so I'm trying to do it up. This is the last hurrah.
And puppeting the dead bunny, that's...
It's not helping. I've lost 3 fingers in here. It's part of why I'm afraid to take it off.
You do, man. Anyway, all right, to answer your question, I don't know, man. Like, he kind of seemed like he was ready for it. He wasn't really fighting very hard to stay alive, you know?
He did kick the shit out of me, so I felt like he deserved it.
That's true. We got you good.
Yeah, it really whopped you. You're having second thoughts, big guy. It's quite the heel turn, but I don't know what do you want to do about it. I already sort of like shot my shot and then beat it to death in terms of like escaping. I didn't realize west was an option earlier.
Malacar is strong,
Yep, we got that.
and I truly believe Malacar does what is right.
All right.
But stop interrupting me, little gargoyle.
Will you just take a long time to get your sentences out?
Yeah, we're just trying to help you along.
Sorry,
And we're not trying to interrupt or anything. It's
my brain is doing this thing where it's feeding me words.
Thinking?
Is that what it's called? I saw the pain in the bunny's eyes, and the regret. It made me feel something, and I wonder if Malacar feels that too.
Definitely not.
No.
yeah, pretty
no.
sure no.
No, he fired my dad like on the spot.
Yeah.
And
No
his dad
remorse
didn't
or
even do
anything.
anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, I was the one being a dick.
Maybe Malacar does not know best.
Lightning cracks in the background.
I mean, I've kind of been saying that from the beginning, but if it takes watching a bunny die to get that through to you, that's cool.
Yeah, like, I'm cool, he says, gesturing with his hands with the rabbit still on one of them. Like, I'm fine with this. I'm into whatever you're into, bud. But just like, let's cool it around like Gary the Ghoul or whoever else might not be.
Especially as we're entering the vicinity of his castle within the next hour or so.
Maybe have your epiphanies before I kill the holiday hero next time.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
Again, just would have been so cool if we had figured this out before I undid the magical gift of life.
Are you blaming Aredor for your choice?
No, I'm just saying that the sort of stern stare, death stare that you give things when you stand unmoving has an effect on other people. And so they make decisions around that, thinking that they have to prove a certain level of allegiance. Look, the implied power dynamic isn't important of our group right now. What matters is that, yeah, maybe Malacar's not as chill as we'd hoped.
It's true. Maybe we get our story straight before we go in there. So we remember what happened. The bunny tricked you into
Yeah.
giving you eternal life.
Definitely.
And then Aredor stared at you for siding with the bunny. You then killed the bunny.
Mhm.
And Eda and I stood off to the side and didn't do anything one way or the other.
Why don't we just say that we killed the bunny and just started with that? It seems like an easier story to get straight.
All right, that's fine. But in this scenario, I still didn't do anything one way or the other.
All right, you're the boss.
You're the boss.
Unless Malacar likes it, and then I did it.
All right, you're the boss.
Perfect. Glad we got that sorted out.
I've got the story too, guys. Yep.
Thanks, Gary.
Yep.
Gary, dang it.
We can count on you.
We'll keep it together. All right. And so you're approaching Malacar's castle. There's lightning flashing from the sky. It's looking extra villainous. There's an eerie organ playing through the air. There's violet light in all of the windows. You don't see anybody walking or moving around like you typically would. And the stagecoach approaches. And as you approach, you see the gate is shaking and broken ajar. Aredor,
Gate.
why?
Why what?
Why Bean?
Little gargoyle. Why bean?
They exist and Malacar likes them. And they also are round and they roll.
Aredor's going to go take the bean.
You take the bean and the straining gears that have been straining really the entire time.
Oh, jeez.
Break and shatter, and the gate falls over. So the gate crumbled and crashed, and you march ahead into Malacar's castle. It is glowing with that same violet light throughout the halls, and it is completely deserted. You see a couple crumbles of dust of more of your gargoyle friends as you make your way up the castle into outside of the throne room. The assistant is waiting. Go ahead and enter. And the doors swing open, and so you enter Malacar's throne room. He is waiting on the throne, and he stands up to greet you. Well, well, well. If it isn't my favorite little monsters. I see you did a number on that bunny. I can feel the energy flowing into me. Aren't you here for your reward?
Yes. We've done exactly as you said, I believe. You wanted him dead, right?
Absolutely.
All right. Perfect.
Okay, great. Yeah, then absolutely. And Karnak takes the dead bunny puppet out from behind his back where he was hiding it. Yeah, mission accomplished.
Ooh, wonderful. And he just absorbs the life essence from the bunny, and it goes to a massive swirling jar of other holiday spirit energies behind him. And I've already begun to accumulate all the souls that used to work for me, so you're here just in time.
Right. I'd like to cast second level chromatic orb on the jar of souls.
All right, and as you raise to cast, Malacar snaps his fingers, and your goggles that are grown into you, they swirl with that same violet energy. So go ahead and roll intelligence.
Ooh, oh no. 6.
So the Malacar's prescription goggles are creating doubles of just about everything in the room, and so you go to cast a spell, and you miss the actual orb. It just fires off into a wall, exploding on the stone.
Fireworks for you, sir.
Getting right into it then, are we?
Malacar, I have a question. When we were faced with the bunny and the life drained from his eyes, have you ever seen that?
Have I ever seen a life drain from someone's eyes?
Does it make you feel something?
Makes me feel absolutely nothing. I just killed my whole castle.
Oh, I thought I was quiet.
But we were important. Aredor is important. Aredor makes the world spin around.
Ooh, that wheel you've been spinning all your life?
That is Aredor's wheel.
It sure is, little buddy. You know what that does?
Don't tell him. I wouldn't tell him. I wouldn't.
It makes the world spin around. Aredor is as important job.
I gotta tell you something. That little wheel isn't attached to anything at all.
Aredor goes blank.
We're not in combat, right?
You know what? Let's just get the fun started.
Damn it.
You should have taken
There's nobody
liberty.
left to kill, so I gotta get some new screams. Roll for initiative.
Sorry, everyone.
1 for Eda.
11 for Sal.
That 15 is for Karnak.
6.
Okay, so it'll be Karnak.
Physically in the room, I guess we're all just kind of like off to one side and he is some distance away from us.
We'll say within, what's a throne room these days? 40 feet, 30 feet?
Yeah, 30 feet seems
Yeah,
Oh, within
humble
30.
throne room, yeah.
He hasn't expanded it yet. You see on the wall, there's a schematics or like an architecture drawing of his expansion plans. He hasn't started those yet.
Okay. He has no workers left. Who's going to do it?
A great question.
I think that Karnak is going to cast a second level command, and he is going to be super, super polite about it and be like, if you could just please, if you could just run away, that'd be great, boss, big guy, pal. But he's going to say it like as a command and cast a second level command. He is to make a DC 13 wisdom saving throw.
Malacar passes.
Fuck.
Ooh, nice try. And then we got Salvatore.
I'm going to try to flavor this, but feel free to tell me if it's not reasonable. One of my bonus actions is Fast Hands, where I can make a dexterity check to disarm a trap. I would like to try to cut the cloak out of my skin.
Ew.
Yeah, sure.
Here we go. That's a nat 20
Oh.
God. Okay.
for 22 total.
Okay, so you're just cutting the cloak out of your skin.
Yeah, I'm assuming I saw what happened to Karnak.
Yes, and yours is also dug deeper into you. Okay, like into your skin?
Whatever it takes to get it off of me,
Ugh.
yeah.
Okay, it is like built into your body.
Let's do it, baby.
Okay,
If there's one thing Sal doesn't want, it's to be controlled by somebody else.
okay. How much health do you have?
Fuck, that's a good...
Yeah, no, I mean,
yeah.
that's 23.
23.
Mhm.
You take 16 points of damage.
All right.
I mean, you dig deep, and you just pull out the rest. And then you're also bleeding.
I don't have blood.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Then you're just dry. Okay. Oh, that was disgusting.
Ew.
Fucking worth it, dick.
Don't forget your cookies. You can have a cookie to walk that off.
Yeah, and then I'm going to use my action to eat a cookie.
Okay, perfect.
I'd like to say he's eating the cookie as he's cutting.
Oh. Just has it in his mouth while he's cutting down, like kind of like as like a rag to hold it back. Yeah.
Something to bite on.
Mhm.
So that is 4, 1, 5, 7. He'll regain.
Beautiful.
He's screaming, the cookie's screaming, everyone's screaming.
It's the symphony of screams. Yes.
All right, I think
Wow,
that's it
embedded
for
into
me.
your skin with a bunch of letter opener shaped inserts. That's gross.
I'm not gonna lie, that hurt like a bitch.
Okay, and now we are on to Aredor.
Aredor, as he's just standing here frozen, is going to look over at Karnak and see his crumbling self and the puppet of the bunny. And he's going to look back at the crazed Malacar, and something's going to click, and he is going to go in a rage.
I trusted you. I believed in you. Everything I did was in Malacar's name. And this is what you do. I watched the life drain from the bunny, and I felt regret. You feel nothing. Now you die, just like the bunny.
Oh, somebody's mad.
I think we're like at least 20 feet away from you on the other side, right?
About 30 of an average throne room.
Just going by the throne room average.
Yeah, that throne room average of all throne rooms. The average of them all.
Okay, he's going to run up. He's going to take a swing with his great axe.
Go for it.
That's a 16 to hit.
Okay. Malacar has a special ability where he can contort his body to dodge one attacks. He uses that. That's a legendary action. Oops. Gotta be better. Eda Maime.
Eda Maime or Eda Maime or however you want to call her. She's kind of standing there. She's got her last bean back from the gate. So she's finished sorting all of the beans that she's been doing this entire trip and places them in front of her, having completed her job quota for the week. And then she's going to look at Malacar and go, hey, Malacar, Eda Maime, your bean counter. I've finished doing the weekly quota. And I just had a question now that you've finished conquering all of the holiday spirits. What is your goal going forward?
My goal's to kill all life and consume their souls.
Okay, I'm ready. And then she just like stands there ready.
Jesus Christ.
Are you offering your soul?
Yeah, I just wanted to be with Malacar.
Okay. Is that your turn?
That's my turn.
Okay, amazing. Okay, so Malacar's going to see this and he's going to go, okay, no problem. And so he throws some oversized magical dice at you.
Okay.
And they explode on impact in a 10-foot radius. You ran up to offer yourself
Yeah.
the 3 damage.
Okay, that's definitely not enough. That's not going to be enough to extract my soul. You have to do a bit more, Malacar.
I'm warming up to it.
Okay. Also, what are you going to do once you eat everybody?
I'm going to conquer all the land and make a
But you already did
realm
that.
of Malacar.
We just did that for you.
You're right. You got me. And then he claps his hands and a trapdoor opens underneath you.
Whee!
And you go sliding out.
Wait, you didn't consume my soul.
And then we are back at the top with Karnak.
Seeing that his friend and fellow gargoyle has been pushed into a trap door, he is going to expend 2 sorcery points to give Malacar disadvantage on saving from a second command cast. And this one is going to be, I think he's going to have Malacar between groveling team and halt.
I'm all for groveling.
I think it's groveling. Yeah, so I think he's going to be like, down boy.
With disadvantage. Damn, that was a natural 20 with the first. The second is, with the modifier, it's an 11.
Oh.
Good stuff. Good stuff. You love to see it, folks. Down boy.
Oh, I just want 1 or 2 or 3 more souls. That's all.
No, you've had your fill. You've had your fill. You've got to share. You've got to share, Malacar. Some of us have only got 1 soul that lasts for a few more hours, I'm guessing. More fingers fall off of his hands. And you've got like all the souls, and so the least you could have done was shared.
But I just didn't want to share. But I guess, well, maybe you have a point. I don't know. That's it. He's just groveling.
And that's the end of my turn.
Up next is Salvatore.
All right. So Salvatore is going to start off and use a bonus action to hide. What is that? Stealth check then?
Yeah.
That's a 10. Ugh.
14.
Okay. So Sal doesn't hide very well. He's still a little woozy from cutting into his own flesh. So he thinks he's hiding, but he's still like just out in the open.
Yeah.
And then I am going to do a sneak attack with my short bow, though, since you're prone. That will be 1d6 plus 2 for the bow, and then 2 more d6 for the sneak attack. I have to roll to hit first, don't I? Fuck. I forgot about that because of our combat system from earlier. Damn it. Does a 23 hit?
A 23 does hit.
Then in that case. All right, so that's going to be 12 damage.
And that's just you shot him while he's groveling.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. So you just launch in, and as he's in the middle of begging Karnak for more souls and more power, just catches him right in the knee, really. Oh,
Looks like someone used to be an adventurer.
that's a good one. I like that.
I know, right?
Sal gets a little jealous and wants to throw in his own zinger, and he's like, "Yeah, well, they say never kick a man while he's down, but they didn't say anything about shooting him." And he's going to glare over at Karnak.
Karnak just gives a lots of missing teeth grin. Great job, buddy.
Okay, and then we are next to Aredor.
You don't deserve these souls. You have not earned them. You stole them.
He's going to make a reckless attack with his greatsword. That is 2 natural 20s.
Let's
What?
Yeah.
Okay,
It'll
Yeah.
never happen again, ever, but that was fun.
Yeah.
we were here.
That's 20 damage.
Okay, so you just whip up the axe and you slice it right into him. So he's on the ground. Not the most honorable strikes, but you just hit him in the torso as he's on the ground, still begging for souls. He looks like he definitely regrets calling you out on the stealing of the souls. He regrets saying that, but he is. He's looking weak, but it sank into him. But Malacar is all shadow, so there's no blood, there's no nothing. He's just shadow pouring out. Is that it for your turn?
He needs to make a strength saving throw. DC 15.
Okay, you got 13.
He fails. Aredor is going to put his head down. He's using hammering horns, so he's going to basically lift him up with his horns and toss him against the wall. It tosses him 10 feet. So just toss him against the wall just because he can. It doesn't actually
Does it do any damage?
It doesn't actually do any damage. It's just it's a mechanical thing. Like if after I hit with a melee attack, I can push them 10 feet away, and then I can use that in conjunction with one of my other abilities, Goring Rush, where I dash at them and then...
Okay, so you pick him up and you throw him against the wall, and he slams into it on his back and then lands on his feet. Ooh, thanks for helping me up.
Oh,
Shit.
oh, I did. Oh, man. I was hoping to just move him farther away, just salt in the wounds.
So he is now up again. Oh, wait, it's Malacar. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, look at that. Malacar gets a turn.
Hey, okay. He's going to reach into Santa's bag, and he's going to throw a TNT wind-up toy right in the middle of you guys. It's another 10-foot radius and explodes out. So he's throwing it at Salvatore and Karnak.
What'd you need us to do? A saving throw?
A dexterity savings throw.
It's a 10 for Sal.
That is a 21 for Karnak.
Okay, so it's 10 damage to Sal, and it is 5 to Karnak. Fuck. So it's like a wind-up toy that's shaped as a little figure, and he throws it. It lands like a foot or two away from you guys.
Oh, it's kind of cute.
It's one of those like monkey things with the symbols. And so it's just like taking little steps towards you. And then when it stops with the symbol, it just explodes into flame. You were able to kind of dodge and like flip yourself away to save damage.
Wow.
And Sal, I think it was an interesting toy. We're looking at it. Okay, so now we go to Eda Maime. Go ahead and roll a dexterity.
7.
7. So you're falling through these pipes and these tunnels, and you're trying to adapt yourself to like save a landing, but you don't do it. So you hit your head on the pipe, and then you land in a dark room. You take 3 damage.
Ow. Why didn't you want to eat me? Why didn't you want to be with me? I don't understand.
Don't worry, we'll be joining you soon.
All right, I light a fire just to see what's in here real quick.
So you light up the room. There's a single desk sit in the middle of an infinite void of filing cabinets. A clipboard-wielding demon named Ted gestures at a stack of beans and an equally tall stack of forms labeled, "Count the beans, file the documents, or else." There's a timer on the wall that ticks down ominously.
How big is Ted?
Ted is, what is the creature name for that? It's like a big red guy he's got hoofs.
Clifford?
Tiefling? A satyr? A satyr?
Satyr.
Okay.
Yes. He's a satyr. He's Clifford.
Oh, yeah, he's Clifford, the big red dog. Oh, yeah. All right, Clifford. I look at him. So we have to count the beans for Malacar?
He just nods.
I look at his clipboard. What does it say?
What does the clipboard say? It's blank.
It's blank? Okay. Cool. Love it.
He just points again at the beans.
Okay. Well, it's a lot of work, right? It looks like.
It's a lot of beans.
Okay. I cast command on him and then make him help me. Wisdom saving for 14.
He fails. He gets a natural 1.
Okay, cool. I say, count the beans, and then I start counting with him.
He does nothing and stands there.
Okay, cool. And I start counting the beans.
So how are you going to count these beans? What would we like to roll to count the beans?
What would I like to roll to count the beans? Okay, so I
I mean,
will.
you clearly have proficiency in bean.
Yeah, I have proficiency in bean
Yeah.
counting, clearly. I'm going to go ahead and use the magical tools I've been using to count beans, which is this palette with like a little, it's like a pill counter, and he has like a little spatula. So she counts them by 5. So every time she pours a bunch of beans, counts by 5, fills out a 30 bottle, and puts it to the side.
She'd be a great pharmacist.
Yeah, exactly.
So good.
Yeah, so I'll use Arcana with advantage.
Not advantage.
Okay, so 18 plus 5, that's 23.
Okay, so you're able to use this tool, and you manage to count the beans, and then you write it. You write the answer on the paper, and then you just hand it back to the demon named Ted. He looks at it, he nods, the lights turn on in the room, and the turn is over.
Okay, cool.
And we are back to Karnak.
I think Karnak is going to use his final 2nd level spell slot and use Chromatic Orb. He's going to cast this and imbue it with acid damage, but like the fun drug trip kind, and cast it on Malacar.
And go ahead and roll a intelligence check.
Oh, that's right. Oh, fuck. All right. Cool. I forgot about that part.
You know how pissed I would have been if they just got destroyed after he used them on me? I cut mine out of my skin.
All right. You said intelligence? Man, this is not what Karnak should be doing checks on, but okay. 12.
And there's multiple shifting versions of Malacar, and you cast it. It misses. It goes straight through one of the double visions there and explodes into a wall.
Shit. All right. Well, I probably should have known better than that, but that's the last 2nd level spell slot for the day. Oh, well. And Karnak breaks the 4th wall and looks into the camera and shrugs, and that's the end of his turn.
And we're back to Salvatore.
All right. I should have mentioned this last time, and I apologize. Mastery with my short bow has the effect of Vex, which gives me advantage on my next attack roll if I attack and deal damage. So just putting that out there, that I would have advantage.
Perfect.
Attack roll. So with that in mind, I'm going to do sneak attack and take a shot at you. So,
Oh, no
do
way.
2 natural 20s hit?
Oh,
Twice
Wow.
in one game.
What is going on at this
Hell
table?
hell yeah.
man.
Blessed table.
Wow.
Those hit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, cool, cool.
Those absolutely hit.
Oh, look at all those dice.
That's a lot of dice.
Chunky rolls.
29 damage.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Owen Wilson?
Owen Wilson's here?
Wow. So you shoot him again, and he starts like convulsing and twitching, kind of changes form and like sprouts giant wings out of his back, and he's got horns coming out now. He's surrounded with the violet energy. And so he yells out, "You know what? This is just getting boring now. All right, I think it's time we take this party into the other room." And he claps twice, and the floor opens underneath the remaining 3 of you, and you all fall down into different rooms.
Karnak continues to look at the 4th wall as the floor falls beneath him. He's like, what a trip, right, folks? And then falls.
There's a cartoony fall sound.
Yeah.
As he,
There's just a cloud silhouette of his body where it used to be.
okay, so all of you are falling through the tunnels. Go ahead and roll dexterity for everybody.
Dirty 20.
Also dirty 20.
Okay, guys. Jeez, calm down.
Okay, dirty 13.
Okay. Yeah, so you all just like kind of go with the flow of the pipes. You manage to protect your head. You land in your respective rooms.
They're all used to sliding down some pipe.
I clean these all the time.
Yeah. Okay. Ooh, so now let's take a trip down here. Salvatore. So you land and then you look up. There's a long wooden desk covered in stacks of paper in the center of a drab, flickering lit room. A goblin in a business suit named Mr. Quillchomp Esquire shuffles documents while tapping his pen. There's a massive gold-trimmed contract that sits on the table, glowing with ominous violet magic. A sign on the wall reads, "Sign away your legacy. It's legally binding."
How big is the room?
The room is not very large. We'll say a 10 by 10 room.
A third of a throne
There's
room?
Yeah.
a third.
Yeah,
Yes.
third
Yes.
throne room
Yes.
easily.
It's not actually how math works either. A square footage perspective.
There's no doors. There's no windows.
I think Sal's really hurting, and he's probably thinking Malacar is going to end up in the room with him. So he's not really paying attention to the sign, and he just sees a desk and wants to try to hide under the desk in case someone comes after him.
Okay, so that's what he does.
Yeah. He's going to use his bonus action to try and hide.
From the look on Kyle's face, I can tell you did exactly what he wanted.
Yeah, that was actually exactly what I wrote. Shea's gonna hide under the desk. And here's what I do. Roll for the hide.
Just trying to get another 20 and be cocky about it. No, 16.
Okay, so you hide under the desk. You can hear like a pulsing wave of the magical energy of the contract that kind of filling the room, but you're under a desk, so that's not affecting you. The goblin is at his desk, Mr. Quillchomp, Esquire, kind of just kicks you.
Hey there. Don't you want to see this?
And then that is the end of your
Okay.
Okay, next we have Aredor. Aredor hit his head and he's feeling a little woozy, so he's just trying to regain his balance. So now we're going to fast forward and skip to Karnak.
Okay.
And Karnak, you land in a dimly lit stone chamber lined with statues. There's 5 statues. All of these look identical to you.
Oh, hey there, hot stuff.
They're frozen in time, looking sad. A giant banner hangs above. There's confetti on the ground. Balloons are in the room. And the banner reads, Happy 30th birthday.
Oh.
Cheerful skeleton in a party hat named Balloons McGrave hands you a festive mallet and points at the statues.
Hi, balloons. Got to break the statues, huh?
He nods.
Karnak puts on the rabbit puppet and uses it to grab
Oh.
the mallet. Like the worst gauntlet. They're all identical statues of Karnak, right?
They're all you.
Okay,
Yes.
cool. Yeah. So Karnak is going to. Can I make an investigation check, or is there anything to notice about if any of them are different or anything looks weird or out of place?
Yeah, sure, roll.
It's an 8.
So all these statues look the same. They all look exactly like you.
Well, I hate that guy in the mirror, so I might as well. And he just pops he hits the first statue.
And go ahead and roll athletics.
That's a 15.
A 15. Okay, so you break the first statue. Okay, and the first one just kind of crumbles into dust, and then it's there on the floor.
Such a 30-year-old.
And then what else would you like to do? Would you like to keep smashing?
I'm going to look like I'm going to bop the second statue, and I want to swing around and hit what was the skeleton's name again?
Balloons McGrave, and he is clapping excitedly for you.
Oh, he is clapping excitedly for me. Yeah, I'm going to bop Balloons McGrave in his McGrave little ass.
Okay.
It's a 3?
A 3. Okay.
Yeah.
You're trying to be clever in disguising your hits, but it's just an awkward movement, so you end up hitting nothing. And then the statues begin to whisper, not much time left, only a couple of days.
Oh, I've got that long? That's great. I mean, to be honest, raises the offhand, which has no fingers left. I thought it was way shorter.
And you will take 11 psychic damage as you contemplate your mortality.
Alrighty, cool. Karnak's not looking great.
And now going back to Aredor. So Aredor, you've been tumbling through the pipes and you landed. You're a little woozy, so you didn't go right away, but you've regained your balance. There's a large wheel in the center of the room. You recognize this wheel as the one you've been pushing your whole life. There's no signs, there's no windows, there's no doors, just the wheel.
Why am I back here? Why is this wheel taunting me? Malacar told me this wheel does not do anything. Is he right? Has my life been a lie?
He's going to pull out his axe and he's going to attack the wheel. And he's just going to take swings and just start bashing the wheel in.
Roll for it.
First one is a 16 to hit.
That hits you, hit the wheel.
8 damage.
Okay, so you just start chopping the wheel and then just chopping and shaking entire chunks off of it and breaking this wheel apart. And there's loud buzzer sound and a compartment opens up and a boxing glove just shoots out of it.
What?
Does 2 damage to you. It just socks you in the face and then closes and the compartment is hidden.
This thing is like Saw-level psychological horror than Looney Tunes reactions.
What the hell?
Ooh, I guess you didn't see that coming. His voice comes through the pipes. Okay, well, we're back to Eda Maime.
Yep.
So yours is green light, and it says, congratulations, you've counted. And then the demon named Ted gives you a high five, and nothing else changes. And then we are going back to Salvatore.
Salvatore's under the desk.
Yes.
Does anything happen?
Or are you just staying under the desk?
Well, for now, yeah. I mean,
oh my God.
come on, draw me out, Kyle. Draw me out. What are you gonna do?
Okay, the room starts filling with water.
Oh fuck. Then Sal realizes what's going on, and he hates wet socks so much. So he's like, all right, I need to get the fuck out of here. And he just signs the contract.
Without reading it.
Yeah. He's never read a contract in his life. He's got lawyers for that, but they're not here, so.
So you signed the contract.
Yeah.
Okay, and Mr. Quillchop says,
Hey, thanks. That's great. So you just signed away your family's legacy in your name. All their estates are captured and your father will be put to death. Good doing business with you.
Is that legal?
You signed it.
I don't have like power of eternity. Or anything, so.
It's a magical binding contract.
Huh. Well, sorry, old man, but, gotta save me and my socks.
Easy enough.
and then the room starts draining again, and green light goes off. You've made it.
That was easy.
That was easy. Oh my God. Okay. This is going so great. It's the best episode. Oh my God. Okay, now we're back at your birthday party.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're back at Karnak's 30th.
Yeah. All the best people are there. Okay, what would we like to do?
Karnak embraces one of the statues of himself and then gently shoves it, like to topple it over. Good night, sweet prince. And he just gently shoves it until it falls over. And he also wants to bonus action eat his gingerbread cookie. So that's 6 HP back to me. And then he's going to sweetly and gently rock this absolutely drop-dead gorgeous statue and knock it over to try to break it.
Okay, roll
I'd
strength.
like to do can I do it? Oh, yeah, strength probably makes sense. I have a -1 to strength, everybody. So,
Yeah.
That's a 3, turns into a 2.
Oh,
So,
So you go to push over this statue, and it's just not budging. Just not going your way.
it's weird having a physical trial as a spellcaster, but honestly, game respects game. He just finger guns at the statues.
And they continue to whisper, "Much time left.
You don't gotta say that. It hurts me on the inside every time you do.
You can't even push us over."
Okay, that means we're not a pushover. That's a good thing.
You take 11 psychic damage.
Oh my God, no.
are you down?
I'm very close. I'm very, very close. Karnak looks psychically bloodied.
Okay, and now we are on to Aredor in the wheel that he is trying to chop up.
He's just swinging.
Okay, roll to hit.
Okay.
We're all gonna die on our own personal hells, I'm realizing.
This wheel is taunting me.
21 to hit.
That does hit the stationary wheel.
Wow, I did it. 15 damage to the wheel.
15 damage to the wheel. Okay. So you're hacking it up, and the little handles that are for this wheel to be gripped and pushed are chopped off. So you've made the wheel very difficult to turn. And also a second hidden compartment opens up and a boxing glove comes out again. For 10 damage.
10?
Holy shit.
Holy shit.
Knock his ass out.
Like
Let's go, Malacar. Do it.
It had a
Oh.
brick in the glove.
At least you get to die from combat. I'm going to die from spraining my wrist against the statue. So
And now we are back at Eda Maime.
I'm just standing there with the satyr and the green light, like
Ted gives you another fist bump.
fist bump.
And then he's etching, and he like draws a picture, and then he tears it off of his clipboard on that blank piece.
Yeah.
And he hands it to you, and it says "World's Best Employee."
Oh, hey. I look around, like, yeah, look at me. And I fold it up and put it away.
Amazing. That is it.
Okay.
We go to Salvatore.
So Sal's finally realizing the implications of signing away his family's fortune and legacy, and realizing that it doesn't just impact his father, but it means like he's cut off now from that resource. And so he's going to try to steal the contract off the table and rip it up.
Let's go ahead and roll sleight of hand.
Oh, fuck. It's an 8.
the rolls are going in Kyle's favor now. I can tell by the look on his face.
So as you go for it, the goblin's packing up some of his papers and his pens, and he sees you, and he just smashes your fingers as you try to reach for the contract.
Ow, fuck, man.
And it does 6 damage.
Jeez.
Are you dead?
Uh-huh.
Smashes his fingers and Sal dies.
He passes out from the pain. You didn't know vampires' hearts were in their fingers.
Are you like dead or
He's
dead?
unconscious.
Okay.
You marked a death save against yourself that I don't think you would have yet.
Yeah, you don't have to roll that till your next turn.
Okay.
Then you hear Malacar through the pipes. No takey backsies. And then
Such a juvenile rule for a nightmare king.
so all of the walls around you melt, and you guys are in just 4 separate rooms. Now you're all in a much larger room back in a hallway, so you can see each other and reach each other and everything.
Do I see Salvatore just knocked out with his fingers crushed under like a rock?
Yes, absolutely. And then Malacar is, "Oh, I've had enough fun. I think I'd like to kill you now." And now we're back in initiative combat.
Okay.
And he's changed forms, so he's got the wings now, and he's much larger. He is a large size character at this point, and we have entered the third phase of Malacar.
Okay. Do we re-roll initiative or use the current initiative?
No, we'll keep the same.
Okay.
And so we just ran through it, right? So I think Salvatore's. Oh,
Do you want to start from the top?
yeah.
Okay, so Salvatore has to make a death save.
Beautiful. Okay, so I've never done this before, but if I'm interpreting correctly, I roll a d20, and if it's a 10 or higher, it's a success?
Yes.
3.
No, but next time roll a 10 or higher.
You know, I said that part, and then I forgot
Yeah.
to do it.
Rookie mistake. It happens to all of us.
So that's a 3, so...
It's a fail.
Fail. All right. I think that's it for me then.
Okay. And then we are moving to Aredor. So Malacar is at the end of a hallway. So this is basement level throne hallway. So another 30 feet. It's just at the end of it. And there's the orbs of holiday magic swirling around behind him.
Aredor is going to get his axe, and he's going to get low, and he's going to start moving his feet back, kind of like a bull does when he's about to charge. And he's going to start running at Malacar. And he's got like just these determined eyes, and he's going to run faster and faster and faster. He's going to use Goring Rush. And he's making a melee attack with his horns as a bonus action, but then also attacking with his axe as his action. So as he's rushing, he's going to charge, ram. That's a 11 to hit with the horns.
That misses.
Okay. And he's going to turn back around, and he's going to swing with the axe for 21.
That does it.
That is 14 damage.
Oh, I'm not doing so well. He's bending over, catching up his breath.
You know what I want to see, Malacar? I want to see the life fade from your eyes.
You know what I wanted to see? That puzzle of yours, all you had to do was pull the wheel.
And you thought that you're stupid. You don't pull wheels, you push them. They're wheels for pushing.
Right.
I don't have time for this. And then we are on to Eda Maime.
Eda Maime, seeing Malacar here, unravels her best employee rag. Oh, but before that, realizes Sal is unconscious. Is like, oh, Sal needs to see me join with Malacar. So runs over, gives him the gingerbread cookie, sticks in his mouth, and like makes him chew really quickly so he heals up. 2d4 plus 2, and you stand back, or you wake up.
Oh.
And then I start beelining it toward Malacar, going, hey, look, I'm your best employee. Let me join you.
You sure are, and I've got just the thing. On my turn.
Okay, and I jump on your face.
You what?
I jump on your face.
We like grapple?
I don't think I have an action, so I'm just going to jump towards your face, but I won't be able to grapple this turn.
He's going to flop on his face like a
Yeah,
fish.
pretty much, yeah.
All right, so you jump into him. What's the purpose of this?
Just to get closer. I don't think I actually do anything to him, like, mechanically. It's flavor.
Because you jump into him and you have very surprised Malacar
Yeah.
who doesn't know what you're doing. He's waiting for the dagger to stab him or something, but there's nothing.
Nope, just a very loving gargoyle.
And then we are on to Malacar's turn. Okay, so Malacar's going to throw you off of him about 5 feet away. And then he's going to reach into the shadow realm that he owns now that he owns all holiday magics. And he's going to grab a Halloween jack-o'-lantern. And he's going to slam it on the ground right on you. And then roll a dexterity saving throw.
13.
It does 5 damage.
You gotta do more if you want my soul, Malacar. That's not enough.
These are just the worst rolls.
Don't worry, I believe in you, Malacar. You can roll better. You're the Nightmare King.
Malacar gains inspiration from you. Back to the start. Karnak's turn.
All right, Karnak is going to expend another 2 sorcery points, and he is going to cast Command at a first level. So it's a Wisdom, still a 13 saving throw with disadvantage, or else he's going to have to down boy again.
Natural 20 again.
Oh my god.
Right, but only one of those, right?
I know.
The second is 15.
God damn it.
Close.
All right, cool. And then Karnak just coughs up a bunch of dust.
You got me once, but not twice.
All right.
Okay, and then on to Salvatore.
Yep. Aredor's like right near you, right?
Yeah, Aredor's up on him.
All right, perfect. Well, then, a creature of habit that he is, he's going to take a shot with the short bow. It's going to be sneak attack, but no advantage on this one. Actually, he's going to he's going to do a bonus action, though, for steady aim, so he's not going to move. So he'll get advantage on the attack.
Where are you shooting him?
I'm going to try to take out one of the wings.
Oh, love it.
Well, fuck
God
me sideways. 10 to hit.
That misses.
God damn. That's it?
Okay, so you fire it, and he glimpses and catches it last second and flips it out of the way with his wing.
Sal's going to turn over to Karnak and be like, my mind's kind of fucked up right now because, like, in the nightmare puzzle room, he made me, like, sign away my family's fortune. Otherwise, I would have hit it. Otherwise, I would have hit it.
I get it. You could totally see you still had the glow of the contract in your eyes, and you'll get him next time.
All right, just like if people ask.
I didn't see anything.
Cool.
All right.
Hey, shoot better.
Why don't you do something, wheel boy? Instead of arguing over the semantics of whether you push or pull a wheel. God damn.
Guys, it just feels like really this in the 11th hour is probably not the time for us to fall apart. As a team, we should come together. And
You're right. Sorry. I'm just...
Why are you telling us not to fall apart, Mr. I Fall Apart?
because I'm an expert at falling apart now, so I feel like I should have a say in how this team does it.
Understands.
Okay, now we are down to Aredor.
Feeling inspired from his conversations, he's going to go back into a rage. And he's going to just take a big old swing. 18 to hit.
That does hit.
That's a 9 damage.
Okay, so you swing your axe into Malacar, and you like chop halfway through his leathery wing as he brings it up to block. And so it like cuts like halfway through it.
And that's how you attack a wing.
It's my fucking boy. I knew you could do it.
Are we in Buffalo now? Because, wow, you know how to handle those wings.
You know how that the wing tried to get me? It was like wing stop.
Nice.
Oh, I like that one.
It really kind of fucks it up for us when you're like enjoying.
It's way less fun when you also participate.
Oh. Yeah, you kind of ruined it.
These jokes are stupid.
That's it. There you go, bud.
It didn't really feel like you did that.
Eda Maime.
Hi, I'm under your pumpkin. You still haven't absorbed me yet. It's taking you quite some time.
Maybe you should show him how it's done, Eda.
I don't absorb people. I don't just suck people in. I
do
can't
it metaphorically. Show him a metaphorical sucking.
a metaphorical sucking.
I don't regret that as soon as I said it.
I think everyone here can do a better job at helping Malacar here. So I'm going to go ahead and cast Bless on everybody. So you guys all get blessed.
Great.
What does Bless do?
They get an added 1d4 on their attack roll or saving throws.
Nice.
Am I also blessed?
No, technically it only gets 3 people. And they're trying to make everyone do better for you.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
DM looks offended he didn't get buffed.
I don't think I have enough for everybody. That's why. Yeah, 3 creatures within range, so it's you 3.
Okay, so now we're to Malacar's turn. And so he reaches back into the magical energy swirling, and he summons some shadows in there, comes out with a golden Easter egg, similar to the one that you murdered. And so he looks at this egg, and he starts casting some violet light on it, and then he throws it over to Salvatore and Karnak. You two are by each other?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, perfect.
Oh, no.
And each of you must make a DC dexterity saving throw.
Oh, no.
This isn't going to end well for anybody.
Nope, this is going to be so bad. It's an 8.
Take 16 damage.
Oh my god.
Karnak is destroyed.
No.
Oh, shit.
Not
Karnak
even-
only had 4 hit points left.
What about saving throws?
He doesn't go into a saving row. He's got to make some death saves.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
the light flickers out in Karnak's eyes.
And that was a 10 for Salvatore.
That is the same damage.
Well, then Salvatore's in the same boat.
Okay.
Hey, looks like we're both turning 30 at the same time, right?
I'm 500 years old, but metaphorically, I get it.
And then we are back at the top of the Karnak.
Okay. Karnak's going to make a death save. Here we go. And that is a 13, so we got 1 success.
All right, then it's me for a death save.
It is, yep. We're on to Salvatore.
13.
All
Success,
right.
baby.
Everybody made it. Good job, guys.
Sal and Karnak give each other very weak high fives.
Okay, and then we are on to Aredor.
Does he look strong?
He looks fucked up.
He looks, I mean,
No, I mean, like, does he look like he has a high strength?
the roll perception.
Nice. That was the right call.
8.
Okay. It's a lot of shadows. You can't really see the muscle definition. It's just a large size in general. You do recall that one of the items given to you was Malacar's lifting gloves.
Definitely not. I understand. Now I get it. He's going to use his tattoo. Tendrils through the ground and try to grab him. You need to make a DC 14 strength saving throw.
A natural 20.
Oh, he's hitting them.
God damn.
Dang.
I guess that's it.
Okay, so he dodges the little tattoo coming for him, and we are on to Eda Maime.
Eda Maime's starting to feel like a little pissed that she's getting ignored. You know, it's like, why aren't you paying attention to me? I've shown you I'm the #1 worker here. I've done way more than these bozos. These one is just disintegrating in front of you. The other one just signed away his life. Ooh, I counted on your beans. Jeez, why don't you pay attention to me? And then she like gets mad, and a little bit of arcane energy discharges an Elder's Blast towards you on accident. 25 to hit.
I think that hits.
9 damage.
Nice.
An accidental bolt is hitting him pretty hard here. So he wasn't expecting it because he was just kind of watching you, slightly amused. And then the accidental bolt just kind of clips him in the shoulder. A large chunk of his shadow flies off, and it's like floating about the room.
Eda just continues ranting, but yeah, that's her turn.
And then, so Malacar's turn. So this time, he is just going to walk up and he is going to just start strangling Eda Maime.
Okay, go
Oh
for
my
it.
God.
Finally.
Harder, Daddy Malachi.
Yeah, exactly. There it is.
Oh, I got him. Okay, should I flavor that different? Should I change that?
No, it's too late
Oh,
now.
no, it's too late. You got to go for it.
It's locked in. Okay, does a 20 not natural hit.
Yes, of course.
He's choking you for 7 damage.
Oh, God, still I still got some soul left in me.
And as he's choking you, he says, "You're choking. You're choking. You're really choking." That's the only reason that attack's in there. Yeah. And then back to Karnak.
All right. Karnak's going to roll a giant D20 here to see how it goes. Cook the dice a little bit.
Ooh,
Oh.
All right.
That's a chunky 4.
Yeah, chunking 4. So that's 1 fail for Karnak.
I was going to use that dice, but never mind. Oh, a 10. 10's a success.
Yes.
All right, another success for Salvatore.
Also, my blessed con save holds, so you're still blessed technically. All 3 of you.
Oh.
Cool.
And then we are on to Aredor.
He's going to go with the axe again.
Malacar, I believed in you. Why did you betray your entire people? You deserve the same fate.
22.
That hits.
19 damage.
Ooh.
19? Holy crap.
Okay, and where were you aiming at?
He's going straight for the neck.
Straight from the neck. Okay. So your axe sinks in into the neck, deep, but not quite all the way.
Oh.
It really should have aimed for the head. No, but he is extremely weak. Shadows are dripping off of him. The violet light in his eyes is fading. Yeah, Malacar is apparently not long for the world.
I'm going to use hammering horns.
Okay.
Okay, perfect.
I am still attached, by the way.
Yeah.
Great. Make a strength saving throw. 15.
I assume I stay with you as you're grappling me.
15.
You succeed. I try to push you with the horns and it doesn't work.
You're still holding on to me.
Yeah, kind of like pivots Eda Maime into the way. Yeah. Oh, Eda Maime.
Eda Maime is say, Malacar, your grip, it's weakening. Why is it loosening? What's wrong with your strength? I'll cast Vicious Mockery. Make a Wisdom save 14.
Got 15.
Okay, you pass, so no damage.
Looks like I'm just doing fine.
Yeah, there it is. There it is back. Ah, God.
And then it is Malacar's turn. So he's going to do just a quarterback throw. I'm going to say he chucks you. How far back are you guys from everybody?
I think we were 20 feet, something
Yeah,
like that.
we like haven't moved since we reemerged.
Yikes, that's pretty far. Okay, so he chucks you about 10 feet down the hallway.
Whee!
Take 3 points of damage. And that's Malacar's turn.
Okay, cool. Jeez.
Right back to the top with Karnak.
All right, Karnak's going to do another giant dice roll.
Whee!
Natural one, baby!
no,
that's
You suffer 2 fails.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's my third fail.
Oh!
Karnak disintegrates into the dust.
Oh, no.
Oh. Snap.
He just like rallies for a second. He's like, actually, guys, I'm feeling way better. And then the 30th birthday hits.
Kyle Kane killing another person on the podcast.
I guess he had less time than I thought. Oh, very sad. Okay.
Hey, Shea, it's your turn next.
Salvatore.
And
Do you want to
then-
use the giant die?
No, definitely not. Your blessing is still in effect,
Yes.
so an extra D4.
Mhm.
That's a 6. Sal tries to get up to like get retribution for Karnak and just fucking balls flat on his face.
Okay.
You see his hand outstretched to one final high five, but it's just disintegrating before you can get to it.
No.
And then we are back around to Aredor.
Are you ready, Malacar, to join your many, many victims?
We have a giant foam die if anybody wants to use it for any notable rolls.
Yeah, and you do get a D4 too.
I was kidding.
He was pretty lucky.
Yeah, it's done so great so far. It's killed one of us.
He's cooking it off to the side there. Let's see what the giant foam D20 does.
That's 11 plus 8, so 19 to hit.
Oof. 19 to hit.
Oh, right, he's raging and everything, so
Oh.
he's pumping.
Okay, you hit.
That's 13 damage.
Okay, how would you like to finish Malacar?
Yo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Malacar weak, staggering, Aredor is going to this giant axe in one hand and grab Malacar's shirt with the other hand.
You took the bunny. You took the holidays. You took Karnak, my friend. Now I take you.
And he just decapitates him.
Okay.
Aim for the head this time.
Mm.
Okay. So Malacar's head just gets cleanly sliced through and topples off. And almost as soon as the slice completes, the violet energy is gone from his eyes and it is gone from Malacar's castle. The sense of dread and gloom that filled you once you killed the Easter Bunny is there no longer. And the world is more light. You see daylight coming back through the windows. And Malacar, the Nightmare King, has been vanquished. His energy flowing up, and the Halloween magic goes into that container of other holiday energies and magics, and he is defeated. And that leaves the party with a different world of how you want to lead it and run it. There's no longer any holiday magic. There's no more festivities. The world is dark, but the world is yours.
Great.
Minus Karnak. It's not
Minus Karnak,
It's,
yeah.
Yes. Yeah, you can get his dust, though.
Salvatore.
He's still unconscious.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to go over and give him a biscuit.
What happened when we win?
Salvatore.
Hey, Harry.
I know that you like being in charge. How would you like to run the free world?
Wow, that's quite a proposition. Here's the thing. I kind of like the illusion of being in charge and not so much the doing things. So I'll be like the figurehead, though. Yeah. Yeah.
Eda Maime.
Yes? Eda's just picking up the shadows of Malacar and just putting it on. What's up?
Never mind.
Why don't you do it, big guy?
but all I know is spinning wheels.
Oh, that's all you knew, and then you killed the Nightmare King. So
You're all right.
maybe you can do more than you know.
Maybe Aredor doesn't know his own brain strength.
Yeah, man.
Aredor would use brain strength and rule the world.
Yeah, you like lead the people. Maybe that's like a cooler way to put it, but you know, whatever. You do your thing.
Thank you.
For sure, man. And hey, I'm more than willing to help consult for a, sizable salary and benefits. I could use the money now.
I don't know what any of those words mean.
Perfect. That's great. I'll get my lawyers involved.
And what does Eda Maime do?
Besides putting on the leftover shallows of Malacar, she's going to grab the jar of holiday essence and walk away with it. Do some godforsaken things with it.
God.
You think we just like let her go with that, or should we stop her?
Hey, Eda Maime.
Yo,
Aredor is in charge now, and he says you can't take that.
okay. And then she flies away.
Well, neither of us can fly, I guess.
No, that was something that Aredor never learned how to do.
Yeah. You know what's fucked up is I had a cloak that let me turn into a bat, but I had to cut it off when I cut that other cloak off.
Yes, the wound looks disturbing.
Oh, it's probably bad, huh?
It might get
I
infected.
feel like no amount of cookies is really going to undo that.
It would take some serious cookies.
Hey, first order of business, health insurance.
I don't know what that means either.
Yeah, this is going to be a long road ahead of us, huh? All right. We'll figure it out, pal. Don't worry.
All right. Well, that concludes the Minions of Malacar adventure. And now we're going to be getting into the hearts and wishes of the episode. So we'll be going around the table. We will start with Josh Greenway.
Okay, yeah. So hearts and wishes. Hearts, a bunch of hearts. First off, the world building and like the level of detail that you, Kyle, put into both like flavoring the weapons and then also like jelly bean slingers, the Jawbreaker, Sir Wobbleton III, Mr. Whiskers, Hollowbeard. Like you had all these different fun NPC. Oh, Mr. Quillchomp Esquire and Balloons McGrave. Like loved the like themed NPC names. The gingerbread cookies from the gingerbread night that healed us was like all just really nice like world building touches. Everybody except for Daniel had like these character arc things that were fun, and even the lack of like arc even the lack of arc from Daniel's character made sense though for who Eda was. And so I thought there was a lot of like really strong role playing throughout, and I had a feeling that Karnak was gonna die, so another heart that we could make that happen. And no wishes. This is very fun.
Glad we can make Karnak die.
Yeah.
Yeah, good job dying, man.
And then Shea Ingram.
Yeah, general heart for character work. I really enjoyed it. I also liked the arcs a lot. I liked Aredor kind of realizing that Malacar is not a great guy. Josh, you were fucking unhinged. Bashing in the bunny's face and then using it as a puppet and that crazy shit, but I loved it all. Very fun. And then Daniel, I think it made sense for your character to still be in...
Not have an arc? Yeah, thanks.
Well, not that, but like, just to really lean in. And I thought it was so cool how during combat you were not only not fighting Malacar, but like willingly giving yourself over to Malacar and like trying to die.
Mm-hmm.
That was really funny.
And then the way you flavored giving us blessing and stuff like that to like, no, guys, do a better job submitting to Malacar was very fun.
Very clever, very clever. The final combat was really cool. I liked the multi-stage approach. It was maybe a touch long, but like I really enjoyed how it was like kind of typical combat and then these offshoot into the nightmare puzzle rooms and then back to combat. That was really cool. And I liked that there felt like there were stakes. And I thought I was going to die a couple of times. And I like that, though. That's fun.
Up next is Chris R.
The role-playing was good here. I liked the role-playing. I liked the creativeness of the world. I never imagined a holiday world like this. It's a good idea and interesting, and I think we can do a second part of this and see what happens. It might be interesting.
Take the jar of holiday magics.
Yeah.
They're out there.
Maybe Eda's the new big bad. But I thought the first combat we had with the troops was a little confusing. It was something totally new, and I think from a mechanics standpoint was totally and completely broken. But but it was fun. The 3-phase combat, I really like legendary action, kind of phased combat. The second part of it with the puzzles, I like how you turned it into everybody's thing. It was very, very unique to each person. I definitely got the sense that there was something we were supposed to find in the room, like pulling the wheel. Never even thought to do that. I just didn't do like the check to find that, but I thought that was interesting.
Chose killing the wheel instead.
I chose to destroy the wheel instead. The little boxing glove was a nice touch.
Yeah, that was fun.
I think the only wishes I would have are combat related. Everything else was good.
And next, Daniel Locke.
Hey, Daniel Locke here. Eda Maime, your resident gargoyle bean counter. Overall, I agree with everyone's points here. I think the only point that I would probably counter to is that for this particular session, I felt that the role-playing was a little weaker compared to the first session. Not because like anyone's choices were bad or wrong. I think the combat is very difficult to role-play through, especially in those scenarios. As far as the combat goes, I think that the tactical aspect, I think there's a lot of legs there. It just needs some like testing and stuff just to iron out. Obviously, Josh having auto attack hit no matter what is pretty busted, but
No, but the price I paid at the end with Malacar, though, way overset it. Like,
true. That's very true.
Okay, if I could retroact one wish and interrupt for a second, that is one thing. Was like I felt like when it came down to the Malacar fight, there was literally nothing I could do. Like I was doomed from the start because I had the stuff on, which I said at the end of our last session too. I was like, I'm probably fucked myself putting on the equipment. So
Yeah, very true.
it's not like a knock against you. I had a feeling and I fucked around and found out.
Wonderful attempt at like doing combat and stuff. I think you did really well running it, especially for someone who doesn't usually enjoy combat nor has ran it before. It's a tough thing to run. There's a lot of rules to it, and for what you were doing, and especially that 3-layer fighting, it felt like a JRPG, like almost like a Kingdom Hearts 2, where we had one stage of the fight, then we had a puzzle section where like now we're flying towards a giant spaceship, and then another fight where now he's in his third final form where he looks like a giant demon out of like angel thing. So I thought that was very cool. Your skills at like world building and exposition and writing is just really strong. Like when you describe the world or just like paint scenery, it just becomes alive. My wish, I think for me, it was just that last section where we were doing the puzzle thing, and I got to the puzzle a little earlier than everyone else and finished it, and I was just kind of just like, yay! I guess I didn't take 15 damage like Aredor did, so that's a plus. But hey, great job, man. You did good.
Thank you.
And rounding us out, Kyle Kane.
Hearts and wishes. I don't know. Some of this may need to be edited out. This episode is physically painful. I feel like starting in the mass combat, it would have been cool to somehow have more role play on the onset for everybody to kind of like get into characters. Instead, I feel like we jumped into this thing. Like, I wish I had finished the combat out on the first round, I think, because then I feel like we kind of had to relearn the system all over again. And then I think everybody noticed the Easter Bunny was extremely easy.
Is the bunny supposed to be easy because we have to find Malacar, and that's the final boss?
Yes. And so it was like, do I draw out like two like longer like boss battles, or do I try to fit them all into the single day? It just made the bunny have like no stakes because it was so easily defeated. I just feel like the things that I did focus on or kind of build out are like the torture room kind of details for the boss, or like all the character names. And I think instead I should have put that time into actually like crafting the narrative more, which sounds so incredibly obvious.
No, actually,
No, not at all. Not at all.
I would disagree with that. I think that a lot of the narrative ends up coming from the like things that the players do at the table to help inform whatever you have. Like, I never have a narrative thread ready to go because I never know what you guys are going to get up to. But if you have the environment and things going on in that can react to what the players do, you're going to find the through line with us versus trying to. Because otherwise you get, I think, into like railroady territory, if that's fair to say. Like, if you're like, this is the story I want it to tell, and then you're trying to fit our decisions into that becomes weird. I think what you did, you're way more flexible to what the outcome could be. A couple of things before my last follow-up question. So tone, you were worried about the tone up front, and I think you still did a good job of straddling the line of like Nightmare Before Christmas, kooky, zany kind of
fucking
Tim Burton,
boxing gloves with bricks in them.
Yeah.
So fun.
Timing was timing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
timing got away. Yeah.
That happens. The change management in terms of combat still hella busted, but I think the movement changes were good. And also just the ambush moment in the woods, because I was like, my character should not have this level of impact, and you knew the exact thing to do to cause a round of distraction. So that was very, very good. Having the peeps come out of the woods and literally gum up the works on the leprechaunapult. So
Captain Crispy.
You don't love combat as a player of D&D.
No.
I wonder, because I was watching your face during combat, did you find a different level of like emotional investment in what was going on running as the DM through combat, or were you still like, I don't love this as much as the other stuff, or like how did you feel running it?
I would say again, it was like physically painful.
Okay.
It was.
Okay.
I feel like it was so slow, and like whoever's turn it was, like I was just looking around and like, and that's just how combat is. Like if it's not my turn, I'm doing something else. But like the role playing aspect when everybody's going back and forth and everybody's engaged is so fun, and the combat to me is like kind of the opposite of that. I feel like it's just people waiting around for their turn, which is what it is. So I feel like it dragged on. And then I felt pressure on myself, or just felt pressure in general to like, I got to wrap this up. But then at the beginning of the session, I was asking, do you guys ever cheese the dice rolls to just kill the boss at the end? And you guys said no.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And so I just kept it out, kept
Yeah.
it straight. And I feel like
It was right. It went the
was-
right way. Yeah.
And it got him killed, which is great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
honestly. Yeah.
like,
yeah.
I wanted someone to die.
Yeah, that's fair. That's the right move. Yeah, mission accomplished, honestly. Glad I could take one for the team.
Thank you, Josh. I appreciate it.
Any other final thoughts before we close out our adventures in Easterland?
I have a question because you clearly put time into this and we didn't get to see it. Did the other items have the same effect, or were they different based on the item?
For the downside, you mean?
Yeah.
So the Hat of Command. So you would have to roll DC 15 Wisdom, or you would treat Malacar as an ally, and you would have to attack the player characters.
Oh, it's pretty much what I was doing anyways.
It worked. The goggles we know were the decoys and the illusions. The lifting gloves, so they would overheat and they would deal 2d8 fire damage at the start of each turn until you remove them.
Oh.
To take DC 15 strength,
Oh, which you had tons of.
which yeah, you would probably.
You could just pull those off.
What you would be
cool,
ripping
cool.
off.
Cool.
Your
cool.
hands.
You'd be ripping- yeah, they just slide off.
Okay.
You didn't even have to cut; you could just take it off.
Yeah.
And then
There's a letter opener shaped fastener, and you just.
Yeah, and then we know the cloak. Yeah.
Well, we don't. What was it?
Oh.
Because I took it off.
So Malacar can teleport that character to himself
Oh,
at will
shit.
at any time, and half damage dealt is regained as health to Malacar.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
So the opposite. Oh, so it's basically the opposite of what it did for me.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's
Which I
very
think-
well designed.
Yeah. And I wanted to ask because you clearly put thought into those, and I thought that was really cool. So I like that they were all different too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I think it was the right call to let me cut it off, but at a huge hit to my health, as opposed to just being like, no, you can't take it off. Good call.
It's
there.
sewed in all the way to the floor.
Great job, man.
Hey, man, good job.
Very fun,
Great
very
job on your
fun
second time
second
DMing a session.
Yeah.
And making it all from scratch, building a new way of combat, creating custom items, a whole new world, custom NPCs, brand fresh new names. Yeah.
Oh.
Kyle doesn't say, let's just go ahead and run the Dragon of,
Stormwreck Isle.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do something way bigger.
You,
Like,
Felt like a call out.
you know, actually, ironically, in the middle of this, in the physical pain, I was thinking next time I'm just doing a on the rails one shot.
I feel you. Yep. Anywho, thank you for attending another episode of Crash Course DM. We make new episodes every other week on YouTube and your favorite podcasting platform of choice. Word of mouth is our best friend right now, so please tell your friends, your enemies, and your family all about the show. And we'll catch you here in a couple weeks.
Bye.